Yo, hey yo! And we're live doing pixel art stream again. Um, we're also gonna be watching Games Done Quick because I like Games Done Quick. Um, I just realized you might have to see my OBS settings real quick. Just real quick. Desktop audio is muted. Let's turn that audio on. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, let's turn this on.
Was once
That's loud.
his own truck. But Nave's gonna make swift work of him here. There is a fabled rat fight skip.
There we go. So if you like hearing games done quick, let me know. If you don't want to hear it, we can turn it off. Today I will be doing some chat avatars, making some new animals, and then after that I'm gonna start working on this thing where you can change the background of my Twitch stream. Right now I have a beach in mind. It will change the background. It will also change me to look like I am going to the beach. I probably will have some pool floaties, maybe a beach ball, or I'm just gonna sit underneath an umbrella reading or playing a Switch kind of thing. Who knows? I will come up with that later. But for now we're gonna do an overlay that looks like beach themed. And then that's that for that. Yeah. So yeah, let's do some chat avatars. Let's see. We're gonna make a dragon for Dragon Brethren. I need a new frame. So for the dragon, I'm feeling typical going green dragon. I mean, I could do a red dragon, but I'm feeling green. And it's gonna be a green dragon.
In that smoke bomb, it kind of tricks the game into allowing us to do quadruple damage and even can interrupt his teleports across the room. But it's very finicky to kind of set up his AI.
No, that's too much.
Land on or kind of mess it up on.
Yeah. I don't want
cheer Nave on as we come in towards
this shape.
Let you know when time's coming up. It will be pretty soon.
Yeah.
Some of the best music in the game, but Nave always starts it off great with the first knockdown, which is kind of abusing a little bit of iframes. Why we let ourselves get hit on purpose. There's the second one, and smoke bombs in it.
Two, and can we get a third?
We need another
fourth.
Nice.
And
this is just perfect.
And time.
All time for Sly Cooper in Korean. Nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, I guess while we look at Dimitri getting absolutely wrecked here, shoutouts to all.
Maybe because I want horns.
Especially Bites and Jake for joining me on the couch.
Maybe gonna move it down.
Also, thanks to MSF and GDQ.
It's gonna be a very big,
wonderful events and allowing me to be a part of it. It's always been a huge dream of mine to play in the GDQ run, so this has been. I know our community is used to only Sly 1 getting accepted in events, so it's been a huge honor to show off Sly 2 for the first time at a major event like this. I really appreciate the opportunity. Make sure to follow us all on Twitch and YouTube. We all play this game and many others. And be sure to check out the Sly Games on speedrun.com, where you can find the Discord link to join the community there if you're interested in running these games. Lots of wonderful folks will help you out.
Maybe.
Anyways,
these are the horns.
Love you all. See you next time, hopefully.
Wow, thanks so much for that incredible run of Sly 2, Nave. Give it up for Nave, everyone.
There we go. Undo eyes. And nose.
All right, I just want to read one more donation briefly. We have a $25 donation from Fat FE who says, "Speed." I love it. That's how I'm feeling.
Kind of looks like a horse. Maybe. Nope, that's not what I wanted.
All right, that is my time hosting. I just want to thank everyone for having me. I've had a blast today, giving it up for the online remote block. We still got more to go, but now it's time for an interview.
Hmm.
Hello, hello, Kung Fu Fruit Cup here again with you all. I know I'm around a lot today, just so you know. I am joined by Sancho Panda, who's getting ready to do the upcoming Eco run. It's going to be amazing. So it is a any percent but 60.
Let me see how that looks with
run.
this filled
And now
in.
you're doing this on the PS3 and the 60 hertz. So like, what does that do for the run? Like, what does that mean for the run? This version of it,
Right.
on
Okay.
the
So
PS3, like compared to its original release.
so 2 years ago, Bucci did an amazing 50 hertz run at SGDQ 2020, where you got to see these crazy yeet jumps, where you like jump and skip whole bunches of puzzles. We don't get those in the 60 hertz version.
Okay.
So we'll actually see
Nope.
the whole game, but we'll still be doing a lot of stuff to make it go really fast.
Okay, interesting. So then what would you say are like some of the biggest pieces of tech then to look out for during this run? Like maybe the one thing that you would say is like the most important for your movement in 60 hertz?
The most important for our movement is, Yorda's got a somewhat independent AI, and so sometimes she stops and shakes her head at you. Sometimes she's where you want her to be. Sometimes she like runs off somewhere else, and it's crazy. And we call it the Yorda time tax, and it can take sometimes, there's a 6-second time loss because she went, no, I don't want to jump and grab your hand right now.
Yeah.
And then other times she'll like run right into shadows when you want her to stay in place, and you can lose like 1 or 2 minutes.
Oh,
I don't know about this.
okay, so a lot of this is dependent on Yorda for this.
Yeah, we need Yorda to behave, we need the shadows to behave, but if they misbehave a little, it'll make it more fun for a marathon run.
And for those who don't know, it's Yorda is the little cutie on the board here that you are guiding around through this castle. It's a really wonderful.
Yeah, maybe that.
Speaking before it started, before this interview started, about like how much we just love this. The environment of the game is
Yeah.
one of my favorite things about it. Just like kind of the exploration that it encourages you to do without a lot of guidance. It's just a really fascinating game to begin with. So I think seeing it translated
Okay.
into a speedrun is
Yeah,
really cool, because taking those
that's a dragon.
I have this like in-depth knowledge, and here now this is the way to apply it. And so yeah, I wanted to know like with that, like I've played it casually, obviously.
Let's see.
What would you say the
That's
biggest
how many
difference
colors?
is?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Biggest
4
difference is
colors.
when playing it casually, you're so concerned for Yorda.
Maybe
She is your
white
health bar. If
horns.
the shadows get her, you die, and you have to go back to a checkpoint, and you feel so much anxiety about that.
Right.
In this version of the game, we do a lot of leaving Yorda alone.
Okay.
And leaving her in rooms and just going on and doing other stuff quickly and then getting back to her. And there's one place where we actually have the shadows pick her up and deliver her to us. So we're not as scared, so we're able to do some tricky
Okay, I think that looks good.
We do things like Yorda delivery service, and hopefully it'll be same-day delivery.
That's hopefully.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
you never know.
That's actually really clever. I didn't consider doing that because yes, it is so stressful usually to be like, oh my gosh,
Right.
they're gonna take her, and then I have to redo the section or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
but with a lot
Dragon
of those, it's
is
like,
done.
if she's in the room with you, the shadows will be there. But if she's not, they won't. So sometimes we'll just like, all right, stay over here, Yorda. Now I've got about 30 seconds to get this done and get back to her, and we won't have to deal with the shadows here. And we'll skip like, if the fight goes perfect, we'll have to only deal with 5 shadows out of like 93.
Oh, interesting. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay, so then what are some of the things you could do to help
Nope, I
avoid
do not want to
just
close.
leaving her in specific spots?
Leaving her in specific spots where like sometimes the architecture obscures the shadows pathing. Like they're not super smart, so they'll just be like stuck and they can't reach her. And we do things like that to, it just depends on the room, like how we do extra stuff with the puzzle to make it work.
Interesting. And so I know that there's some tough stuff coming up in the run as well that
Yeah.
you might need a little help. Is an
Uh,
incentive. Do you want to tell
chat
everybody about that?
overlay,
Make sure
assets,
hit that for your
avatars.
sake.
Yes,
Here we go.
please. So something we normally don't do in the 60 hertz run is get the mace. It's this cool little hidden secret thing that you can do, and if you get the mace, it does so much more damage that it just obliterates shadows when they get in your way. And there's a particular skip that's kind of run ending about like 3/4 of the way through the game.
Okay,
Wow.
let me just go make sure that ended up in the folder.
And my estimate was not that generous.
Chat overlay,
We get the mace
assets,
incentive. I only have to spend a
avatars.
minute.
There is our dragon.
During that part,
And then let's. Do I want to add it now?
as opposed to when we have the stick and it would normally take 7 or 11. It's a really
Add
impossible
it.
fight to have if you don't have the mace.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so you are accounting for we're gonna get this incentive and we're gonna keep underestimate that way.
Yes.
And so we really need your help for that. So it's a good thing to consider.
Okay,
Please
I
get your
need to
donations in for that. It's gonna be
close
wonderful. It's
it
such a cool
out,
game.
I
And before
think.
I let you go, I know you brought
Yes.
some awesome stuff to show off, including the original cover art, I believe, right?
So the US release came out about 3 months before the JP release. It was rushed to be a part of like the
Okay,
main
we add a
advertising for
dragon.
PlayStation 2 when it first came to the USA. So PlayStation USA rushed this release, and this was a lovely cover that they made for it. It's so awesome. Anyway, so that's why I like to say that we've got 60 hertz. But this game is actually different and much harder. It's like a hard mode because they hadn't balanced the shadows yet. So what I like to say, we've got the 60 hertz run, we've got the 50 hertz run, and we've got the hurts my eyes because it's so ugly cover run.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sancho came super prepared today, and that makes me so happy. I love it. And so it's really interesting. Like,
That
now
added the
you're
dragon.
a new version of it, right? You said something about the marketing wasn't good, or like it didn't sell as well, and you think it may be the cover.
Yeah, I think everybody believes that. So then it
And I need to restart chats in OBS.
2011 with Shadow of the Colossus, which was at the 10-year anniversary of Eco. That is actually just a reskin at high res of the JP version of the game. So we have the JP version for PS2 and the PS3 60 hertz on the same leaderboard.
There we go.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So we'll be seeing the Japanese then, basically.
Yeah, basically like the original intended finished version that Ueda wanted without being able to do the yeet jumps to skip over stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to watch it. It's
Okay,
coming up.
I was thinking besides a dragon, I would do a jellyfish.
So good today. I love this lineup. Thank you so much for chatting, Sancho. I appreciate it. And best of luck on your run.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty. I'll see you all soon.
Jellyfish. I'm gonna make it pink. Do we want to do pink? I feel like it'd be like a light blue.
All right, everybody. This is Sabaramesia back at the host desk for one final go before I retire for this SGDQ. I am so excited to be here to host for the upcoming Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening 2019 Switch remake race between TGH and Glenn. But before that happens, we have a few donations to read. I'm gonna start with a $25 donation from Fodfa that just says, speed.
That looks like a jellyfish.
Big agree. Folks, we're actually gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
I'm gonna do that just to make sure it's clear. Make this a little longer. Yeah, that's a jellyfish. And then it's gonna be lighter blue, maybe white. Maybe white. That's very white. Give it eyes. I feel like it looks like a jellyfish. I don't know if I like the eyes. Everybody else has eyes. I'm gonna give it eyes. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna maybe make it a little darker.
right.
There we go.
folks.
I like that better.
Have $5 from Train saying $5 donation Train for FNAF security breach. Let's get it going, folks. Just to remind you all that the Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach bonus game incentive is just over $24,000 out of $90,000. We still have a few hours to hit that incentive, and you want to see this run. So if you're getting donations in, please, 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 please remember to put them toward an incentive. And my suggestion is Five Nights at Freddy's. We have $50 from Rasputin saying, long-time watcher, first time donating. First time this event, that is. These events are the high point of my year. Keep it up forever. This goes to Five Nights at Freddy's because more. We also have
Let me make sure that went into the folder.
saying, putting this
Jellyfish. Okay, let's add the jellyfish.
The FNAF series
Gotta stop the server.
Let's get that incentive met.
Wrong. There we go.
Thank you so much, all of you, for
That's not Control C, that's Control C.
meet that Five Nights at Freddy's security breach incentive. Again, we are just over $24,000. We only have about $66,000 to go. And we have plenty of time to meet that incentive. So let's keep those donations rolling on in.
What sound does a jellyfish make? You're a jellyfish now. Blub? Blub. Blub, I think, is a jellyfish sound. Okay, that's been added.
While we are still waiting for the Link's Awakening run to get set up, let's all take a moment to remember why it is that we're here in the first place. We are supporting Doctors Without Borders, or MSF, and we have $25 from Poetic saying an enormous thanks to
I need to do a command that just refreshes the chat so I don't have to lose all the chat. Not that anyone is currently talking, so it's cool. But in the future, when there are people in the chat, I should make it so I don't have to. I can just refresh it with a command. Okay, so jellyfish is done. Dragon jellyfish. So we were trying to do a fish last time. I thought of it, and maybe if we do a clownfish, it might work.
Lest we forget, Doctors Without Borders, or MSF, is an international medical humanitarian aid organization. Part of MSF's mission.
We're gonna do a fish here. I need a clownfish.
Against individuals.
Oh, I did a fox off stream. The fox looks like this. It's cute. If you want to use the fox, you can use the fox. If you don't want to use the fox, you don't have to use a fox. I'm gonna do the fish, clownfish.
Of its pioneering humanitarian work around the world.
Alright, that's, hold on, that's a lot of colors. That's 1, 2, 3, 3, dark orange, dark gray. That should be 5.
And mental health support. Thank you all
Okay,
again for
well,
joining us in support of this
I
wonderful
think
and important cause.
we'll do an angle here. Like that's a fish. Okay, so there's a band of white. Then another band of white.
We have another
Then a band of white.
$25 from Streaming Falcon.
And we have
so
black.
much to the GDQ staff, volunteers, guests, runners, comms, and of course,
Oh,
chat.
it's
Putting on such
over
an amazing in-person and online event
there.
is no small undertaking, but it's worth every second of effort to raise money for charity. Thank you, Streaming Falcon, both for recognizing the contributions of so many people who go into making this event possible, and for your generous donation to Doctors Without Borders. We have $20 from Polyrhythmic Drop.
And
Thanks for helping me speedrun my week with some of my favorites. It's wonderful that we are able to help people
that.
get through their day-to-day while we're also raising money for this wonderful cause. So thank you so much for that $20 donation. And thank you, Morgan, for your $25 donation. More GDQ is better GDQ. So let's get that bonus run. Wait,
Yeah.
so we are on day 2 of a 7-day marathon, and we still have to meet the incentive for 5 nights at Freddy's? Let no one tell you I'm good at math, but it sounds to me like adding this one game gives us the most bang for our buck. 5 more days of SGDQ and 5 more nights at Freddy's. Thank you for your $15, Porter Tullivan, and let's get that 5 nights at Freddy's incentive met.
This might be a little too detailed. Might just be a little too detailed. I need... Okay, this is a dark orange. Do the brown.
The little bird in my ear has told me that we are ready to begin the much-awaited Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening Switch race with TGH and Glenn. Give it up, everybody!
All right, I think we're good. Are we all right? Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm TGH, and we're starting this race. Hello, this is Link's Awakening. Excuse me, 2019. For the Switch. This is a remake of the classic 1993 and 1997. Released in 1998. Excuse me.
Yeah. Looking at the tiny preview, it looks okay.
Co-racer, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Glenn. I'm also doing this race. Yeah. I think Teach basically said everything. There is to say.
Does that look like a fish?
Yeah.
Does that look like a clownfish?
Ourselves, but the real stars here are our commentators. If you'd like to introduce ourselves, we're pretty much going to be quiet during the race, but yeah, two lovely.
I feel like this part up here needs to be changed a little bit.
If you'd like to introduce yourselves too.
Hello, my name is Ice Blue. I'm going to be doing commentary here, and I have another person in the booth with me.
Yes, that would be me, Burman Drew, and honestly, it's a real privilege to be here at GDQ for a great cause and what will be a phenomenal race.
All right, so I think on that note, I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic, and you can give us a countdown whenever at Ice and Birdman.
Sounds good. All right, so is there anything you want to kind of go over before we start?
Yeah.
Start the race before and then go over the things.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, all right.
4 colors?
Are you ready?
Yeah, because we can't do gray. Well, we could do gray.
Start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Link's Awakening. It is a remake of the original Game Boy Link's Awakening, and they've pretty much done a really good job of just kind of upscaling everything and making it look very charming. It's very interesting. The route is completely different from the
1, 2,
version.
3,
and
4,
it's
5.
own,
5 colors.
You know,
this is a very intricate.
We run the game in
German,
just because it's shorter, less text boxes in German. So
I hope it looks like a fish. We'll go with fish.
So this is a glitchless run, and the biggest thing in this run is pretty much just movement tech and combat. That's going to be our biggest time saves here. Birdman, you want to go over just kind of like how the movement optimizations and things like that go?
Okay. File. Nope, not export. I need a trim.
In particular, it really is that showcase of just pure optimization of movement. There are some glitches, or rather,
Still haven't trimmed.
There are some major tricks that we'll see later on.
What's
players are going to be really
that
focusing
fish
on
needs to be
kind of
deleted.
enemy pattern and kind of corner and optimization that they can take.
All right, now trim.
Throughout the run to kind of shave seconds away with very clever manipulation of enemies, and that's really what we're going to be shining a spotlight on. Just all the little decisions that players are making, and even the most innocuous-looking screens. There's so much depth to every screen on Link's Awakening, so it'll be fun to spotlight some of those moments in this run today.
One thing I'd like to point out, if it looks like a glitch that they're doing,
all right,
just
that's that for the clownfish.
Like tricks,
that
we did kind of
gonna
classify as not a glitch.
save that. Gonna
that we do later on in the run.
add that in. Gonna stop the server. That's still not Control C. That's Control C. And then add the fishy in.
One really exciting thing and anticipation for this run. It's been honestly a real privilege watching both runners prepare for this tournament, because it's actually pushed forward like the game of Link's Awakening enormously for this category in the last week. Both runners have been so incredibly consistent in their practice, hitting close to 139, nearly 138 pace, which is where the world record sits. And we've even seen in the last week practice for
that's a fish.
So incredibly consistent in their practice. It's going to be a really close race. They're at the top of their game, and I just expect that we're probably going to see something.
Yeah, so we did dragon, jellyfish, fish.
Really excited, given everything we've seen.
Can't remember. I think I wanted to do a starfish.
Doing a really great job with their practice, and it's been an honor just to kind of.
Should I do a starfish? Yeah.
Both of them just like.
Yeah.
This and showcase like just what kind of.
Yeah, I'll do a starfish. Okay, what? I don't want to leave the server off, just in case. And back to OBS to
turn in that mushroom.
Refresh.
Get the powder, so we can basically kind of turn Talon from a raccoon back into a human, because he decided that it was a good idea to just kind of eat.
Why is this flashing?
A little curse on him. So.
Oops. Nope. You don't want to see that.
And if you don't hit him with the powder, basically just puts you kind of like in a lost wood state. So if you try to move up, it'll just put you.
That was a little sketchy. Oh, okay. It wasn't just me. There was a seizure-ish flashing screen going on. All right. Cool. Did I did the chat re-update and the server is going? Yes. Cool.
So he stops messing with us.
They're having trouble with the stream.
And then the rupees, what we need those for, we do have to go through. So this is glitches. We do have to do a good bit of the quest chain here. So we do need to go to the crane game.
That crane game is a very dangerous moment.
Okay.
It's like Yoshi
Just staring at the screen a little bit. Okay. We did a fish. We're gonna do a starfish.
Especially intimidating kind of in this format where if you miss that initial kind of shot of the crane, even if you're kind of aligned dead on, as we'll see shortly, Yoshi's really keen on just slipping straight out. And if that happens, it represents like a hefty chunk of time loss. So it's always kind of a breath of fresh air if you've kind of reached that moment. But an anticipation.
And this will be a red starfish.
It's a very early inflection point.
Yeah, like you could be directly under that Yoshi doll and it could just fall directly out of the claws. And
it's pretty tense.
It's crazy, you know. So just a couple of little like optimized movement here, just to kind of avoid those moblins hitting you with the spears there. And we're gonna make our way back over to Mabe Village.
That's a starfish.
Down here to the crane mini game here.
It looks like a starfish.
One thing you'll see a lot of runners, or later on in this run, we do have. So this game does have like an auto load feature. So the game saves whenever you change any screens or whenever you grab like any kind of item from a chest. And we're gonna actually utilize that a lot throughout this run, just to kind of bring us
wow,
back.
we saw on both runners. This is exactly what we were talking about. Like Yoshi's very slippery, even though that the crane was dead on. Let's see, are they going to both reset? Yep. It's always a little unpredictable when it gets to this stage.
There we go.
Yoshi's offset,
Starfish.
really, the backup is just kind of cross your fingers and hope that it manages to stay in.
Yeah, it looks like the shop owner there kind of messed up.
I think we'll do the tiny dots. But it makes it look like
He's just going to leave and reset. I think that's a good decision. Luckily, because we collected those 50 rupees, we have more than enough to be able to rebuy and kind
looks like boobies. I'm gonna make the eyes there.
Yeah, to circle back around. So yeah, the game saves whenever
Looks
you item from or whenever you move, throughout the dungeon. We kind of utilize that a lot in the run, just to kind of.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the long eyes. I think it looks good with the long eyes. All right, Starfish is not quite done. I need to add the shadow.
Like that, and it brings us back to the front of the dungeon. And it saves us a ton of time on, returning and walking back ourselves.
Okay, Starfish is
So he's going to go ahead and trade in the Yoshi doll for the ribbon. We see Glan has traded the ribbon in for the dog food.
And
a small setback early on. There's so many opportunities throughout the run.
Trim it if only that.
So even an early lead doesn't mean anything for this race. It can really go backwards and forwards throughout many different points of the run that represent this level of risk.
Oh, hey, Stinks. So you know how a lot of artists say no mecha, no furry because, to be honest, they require a lot of skill to draw? Well, Digimon artists must be the most powerful people on Earth because they can draw mecha furry. You're right! Oh my god, you're totally right. I didn't even think about that. And welcome in, Stinks. Currently drawing a few more animal avatars, and we're also watching Games Done Quick. That is the audio playing in the background. So yeah. Yeah, Digimon is a lot of mech and furry together, combined. Which is interesting. Like, Pokemon doesn't go that direction. The newer Pokemon, some of them are kind of mech-inspired, but they're not as hardcore as, like, the Digimon ones. I am exporting this. This is a Starfish.
And it's great to see the return to in-person events after the past couple years.
Okay.
Best of luck to TGH.
And then
unlock that 5 nights at Freddy's run.
Also, some of the Digivolutions are just like, yeah. They're a thing. They're just an orb. Some of them are just an orb with eyes. I guess, like, that's a baby form. I did a starfish, did a jellyfish, did a dragon, did a fish. What other sea animal was I thinking of? I was thinking of a dolphin. I don't know if I can draw a dolphin in such a small space, but I'll try. Oh, I need to do a goof one because I have such a high res one of myself. And, like, I don't like it. It doesn't fit the size of how everybody else looks in chat, so I want to change it. I'm gonna do that, actually. Let's do a goof.
Of exactly how many at any given moment they've killed for anticipation to use that power up at very strategic locations. We'll find that in a later dungeon they'll use it. And earlier
I need to open
in a mini boss scenario. Interestingly, we've seen Tej as he maneuvered through the long horizontal corridor.
Give me those sweet, sweet colors.
Whereas Glan took the longer route, sensing the need to kill those enemies. Because Glan is kind of opting for a different strategy here where he's going to be kill sparse early. Really wants to mitigate the number of kills, ensure that they're on a low count. So when he gets to a specific dungeon later in the game, predictably drop that piece of power to better fight that the mini boss. The reason being that piece of power, in addition to giving Link some additional speed, also increases the damage. So really find that useful to be able to tap.
No, that's not gonna work. I need to look chonky. Gotta be a chonky boy.
Which kind of plays a longer game. Not going to get it for that initial mini boss, but kind of starts his count a little later. So it'll be interesting to see the kind of different enemies that both runners will pick up respectively, and there's just going to be very subtle differences in the patterns that you'll see as a result. So that's something interesting to look out for.
That's a chunk.
So this is Rolling Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Boss just kind of
Okay.
and you just jump over it and just kind of
Color.
corner him.
There we go.
Just slash him 8 times and he's gone. So over on Glen's side, we have the first boss of Dungeon 1. It's a giant hamburger that's really nasty looking. No, this is if you're familiar with the Zelda franchise, this is actually called Moldorm. And it's, this boss is exactly the same in pretty much every version.
I got... Oh, I forgot my hat. My hat is very important.
It does that weak spot for a good
I
second.
just need this.
And both the runners here are going to be using kind of like I would say kind of like a timing mechanism.
Yeah?
Kind of know like when to jump back in and do another spin slash.
Oh, the hat is a little taller than my ears.
You're free to take the cello here.
Runners are so familiar with this boss. Typically, you would see that a good method for a new runner to kind of learn this is to jump 8 times to kind of get that rhythmic timing. But at a certain point, when you've played this long enough, the audio cues of the music kind of provide a really good
and then
to differentiate, or just to have that moment of, okay, yes, and now. So you can hit the tail on the frame. And that's both runners with the first instrument.
So the cutscene right after that that instrument there is actually kind of like a big difference in the terms of like
maybe make the glasses a little longer.
On the Switch itself. So in every other language, the ending cutscene there actually has 2 screens that show up that that tell you where to go next. Where's the next location of the next instrument, things like that. In German, it actually is just 1 screen, so it saves a good bit of time over every dungeon that you clear. And then every general text box after that, pretty much any kind of conversation you have, the text boxes just kind of fly through faster in German.
Yeah? That was a lot of black.
So you're going to see both the runners here. They're going to be heading back down to the beach. They do need to
Let me... Is the glasses? Yeah, the glasses are a different color.
To Mr. Croc here, and he's going to give us a set of bananas, and those bananas are going to be pretty key to opening a section of the game later on called Canalit Castle. Shout out to
Not that it's really noticeable, but...
only showing up in the glitchless route.
Glitchless is very special for that. Canalit is a really fascinating dungeon with a lot of unique enemies and interactions, so it's really good to see that showcased in Glitchless.
Do we have time to sneak in a couple more donations?
Yeah, absolutely.
Please do.
Great. We have $25 from Knave357. As promised, here's $5 for each missed square boost during my Sly 2 run, plus maybe a little extra. Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to watch the rest of this event. Hype! We also have
the eyes blend into the glass. I'm gonna have the glasses come in front of the hat.
And I'm so happy to be working from
There we go. That looks better.
Watch the run. Good luck. Thank you so much to both of you for those really generous donations.
Yo, thank y'all for all the donations coming in. I did actually hear from
maybe we shortened it
into this run.
because it's not quite.
I believe both of our runners.
There we go.
That they would go to the library
and
actually read a book in German.
No.
You definitely don't want to miss that.
That.
Watchers of SGDQ.
I think that's good. It's a little hard to see
previously, so having a run back of that would be quite fun. So we're currently in Moblin Cave. We've just seen Glan defeat the Moblin King. Now we're going to watch Teach do the same. This boss is really quite tight on its timing. Once it charges and hits the wall, it's very rhythmic. You want to be hitting kind of not at the exact moment that You can swing, but just a little afterwards. Just kind of really defeat the
Oh, we can make the cat ears longer.
We have little moments of RNG kind of permeate throughout the whole run. So as we walk in to rescue Bow Wow, we see Bow Wow, perfect RNG there, kind of leapt towards Link. There's so many kind of moments throughout the run where we discover enemy patterns just kind of being all over the place practically, and finding that they're kind of saving you seconds here or there. Like that room itself could maybe be a delta of about 2 seconds lost if Bow Wow kind of runs and hides in the corner. So these are all the little moments.
It's really hard to see in the preview. It's so tiny.
Speaking of which, as Glan is heading over to the swamp to enter the Bottle Grotto, the second dungeon, we also have a similar moment where
I think it's good. I think it's okay.
Sometimes he's a little hesitant, not wanting to.
11 pixels is not a lot. I mean, the height is what it is, but...
There we go, perfect.
Oh, sorry for touching the mic. Yeah, let's go with that.
Turns out he ate literally every flower in front of D2.
This is another terrifying room with the 2 Stalfos. Feels like there are like 1,000 patterns that these Stalfos can move in, but Glenn got a relatively good one.
Bow Wow showing he's pretty hungry on Tej's side as well, eating all the flowers in the way.
Yes, I want to override it.
So this dungeon is
okay.
Pretty like it's pretty nice.
And I can test that out, I think.
In this dungeon. So Stalfos are weird. They only react to whenever Link just, standing slashes kind of deal. So they'll jump away whenever Link does slash his sword. But if you do spin slashes, the Stalfos just don't react to it at all.
Waiting for it to show up.
You'll see a lot of the times like the runners will do like kind of like a jumping spin slash into the Stalfos.
Okay.
They will just kind of
hold on.
Accept their fate there. It's pretty nice. You'll see that again in I believe Dungeon 3 when we go back in to collect.
I'm analyzing the picture from my stream. That is what I'm doing right now.
We have on Glan's side here. We have a mini boss called.
I don't know. I almost want to put the more up-res version of my avatar in there, but then again, it doesn't fit the style. It's the glasses. The glasses kind of blend in with the skin tone. They look better on the bigger one. Like, you can tell that they're glasses.
Optimally, you want to do a jumping 3 slash, another jumping 3 slash, and then 2 normal slashes, and that'll take care of Hinox. Just kind of quickly go through that boss.
It's okay. I'm fine with it. It is what it is. I'll just deal with it. It is what it is. All right. Oh, I need to undo that. There we go. Okay, so that's me. What was the other animal I was thinking of? A dolphin. That's the next animal.
The fight with Glam was pretty good, but we did notice that Hinox managed to grab him, so that's kind of allowed Tej just a few extra seconds. You can already see that kind of gap
Hey, dolphin.
is starting to slim down.
And we'll do light. Do we want to do blue or grays? Grays. We'll do grays. And
there is actually a specific set pattern that we have to kill these enemies in. So we have to kill the Pulse Voice, the
dolphin,
the Keese, and then the kind of little Stalfos, the hooded Stalfos. We have to kill them in that particular order in order for the chest to spawn.
That's a dolphin. That totally looks. That looks more like a shark.
Our nightmare key, which will lead us to the boss of this dungeon.
I guess I could do a shark, but I'm trying to do a dolphin. Let's get a dolphin in here.
The Pulse Voice and the Keys are kind of moving next to each other, and they're really intense.
Yep, that's a dolphin. That is indeed a dolphin. I'm gonna let's use this one. The nose is a little, it's chonky in the front.
Pretty interesting, at least in its second phase. So whenever you break Genie's pot here, Genie is going to basically just kind of start spinning around the room with a clone of, of themselves. And
That maybe?
you're looking
And
for a
then
specific clone. I believe it's the one furthest away from Link.
this needs to come down
And
closer.
that is going to be where actually Genie is going to spawn when they're done spinning around.
There we go.
So we're going to be looking for the one just closest to like the walls that's spinning. And sometimes the spin around the room can be quick. Sometimes it can be a little
Yeah.
It just really depends on how Genie's feeling today.
It's because I'm doing it at an angle.
Finish this boss in 2 cycles, just with quick enough slashes. That's enough to take the Genie down.
Yeah, we have to throw the pot against the wall 3 times. He throws 8 fireballs out, and then he retreats back into the little pot there, and then tells you, hey, haha, you can't hit me. But jokes on the Genie, we just throw the pot against the wall.
Trying to make this less awkward.
Really nice right from Glenn there.
Yep, perfectly executed.
Maybe this angles
And you can see the
this way.
right there. Glenn opted into using like a jumping spin slash with a few slashes, and Teach is over doing 4 slashes. Ideally, you want to do 4 slashes each cycle in order for in order to 2 cycle. And this is where you're gonna kind of see like a health route difference between our 2 runners here. Glenn does opt to pick up a few extra heart containers, whereas Teach is gonna be
I don't know about the dolphin.
a little bit more of a riskier strat.
I don't know about this dolphin.
Different because some dungeons later.
Take out that.
Couple hearts here.
Take out that.
And then like bombs actually do 2 hearts of damage to Link as well. So you'll see a big difference in terms of like overall health management.
Represents
That
a good time
looks like a seal.
He saves approximately 6 seconds for not picking up the heart. And for Glan, in regards to the Piece of Power run, it changes the formula. So Piece of Power will drop after 32 kills, plus the total number of hearts. So for a runner with 3 hearts, that represents 35. So then we're going to see 36 from Glan when he has the full number of hearts.
I think
37, sorry.
Alright, so we're gonna make our way back over here to Mabe Village.
there we go. Okay. I guess this is a dolphin. I'm a little worried. Just
Very, very
it's not quite translating as a dolphin to me.
little blush coming out from Link.
And there's a lot of thin pieces here, so I can't do dual colors very well.
Offers, and they're actually really, really, really adorable.
It's a wonderful reimagining of the original. It's just like the toy-like aesthetic is really charming.
Alright, so we're gonna see Glenn here buy 3 sets of bombs, and then after spending 30 rupees here, he's just gonna completely rob the shop.
So I think
just kind of like give the shopkeeper like, hey, I'm here to buy your.
I don't feel comfortable with releasing this dolphin.
I think when Link was shipwrecked on Koholint Island, along with his sword and shield, I think he lost his buy 30 bombs, get 1 shovel.
Like the fish came out well,
Bit of a misunderstanding.
but the dolphin.
So the shopkeeper doesn't actually enjoy the fact that he's being robbed. So he does actually just kind of murder Link and Koholint upon entering the shop, because we do have to go back to that shop to.
Maybe we'll just make it all 1 color.
So Link is not the best patron to
That color, and then
have for your shop here.
nope.
So the reason we need the shovel, there is a kind of like a warp point coming up over here by the Seashell Manor, and we're going to use this warp point kind of frequently later on in the run. but we activate it now in order to just have it there. And then we're gonna come here and turn in the bananas to Kiki, who then summons all of his friends to build a bridge so we can enter Canelet Castle.
That's a pretty good trade for bananas, I'd say.
Yeah, oh, we could make its belly
The
white.
reason why we had to turn in Bow Wow is the owner of Canelet Castle, Richard, is a cameo from a classic GBA game or Game Boy game called The Frog for Whom the Bell Tolls.
There we go. That looks more like a dolphin.
So in order for us to progress further, that turn-in was necessary. But for now, we're going to have to collect the 5 golden leaves from his castle in order to progress into the 3rd dungeon. Honestly, this castle is a blast. Like, this is a really fun part of the run. Lots of really interesting enemies. Like, lots of interesting strats that we also see that kind of delve into the resource management for both runners. They're going to have to pay very careful attention throughout the run to the number of bombs and arrows they expend. And any extra arrow that's wasted or used
Yeah?
in one place,
Yeah?
taking it from another.
Alright, I'm feeling dolphin in. Hey, Mancart. I am working on some more chat avatars. That's what I'm doing. We're also watching Games Done Quick. Maybe I should just move this out of here and shorten this one. If it'll give me the shorten thing. Because there's like weird audio going on and it's like there's no video showing that I wanted this.
That's going to be vital for the mini boss that we're going to see in an upcoming room, which is the Ball and Chain Knight. We're going to watch Glan kind of maneuver quickly through the halls of Canelet Castle into the 3rd leaf just here.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Is there a jellyfish avatar? Yes, there is a jellyfish avatar. I think I've reset it. So if you do exclamation point avatar space jellyfish, you should get a jellyfish. I am about to upload the dolphin. This is the jellyfish. It's jellyfishing. It looks kind of like it has like a weird, not like mustache, but like little mouth thing, I guess. I don't know. Did it work? Looking at my stream. You're a jellyfish now? Yeah, there you are. Cool.
We're going to see that difference in
Sweet. Okay. And I'm glad that the jellyfish works. I'm gonna put the dolphin. I'm gonna
one single arrow and then 2 bomb arrows.
Gonna
take that guard down.
Do the dolphin one.
Basically go turn into Richard.
If you have any animal requests that you can think of, I've added dragon, fish, jellyfish, starfish, and I'm about to add a dolphin. I don't know if there's any other animals. It is a small amount of space, so it's a little hard to make things. Like this dolphin, I'm not fully satisfied with it, but it's good enough. I think it translates. I hope people don't think it's a fish.
Here's the Custard Prince himself with some of the most blessed sound effects.
Yeah. Okay, file, export. Dolphin.
Blessed, truly blessed.
And we want to be in this folder.
Do we have a moment for a couple
Crab? Okay, yeah, I can try a crab.
Great. We have $50 from Ori Sky saying, been looking forward to this race for quite a while. Both TGH and Glan are great runners of this game. Good luck to both of you. I would throw in my usual dad joke here for TG, but unfortunately I cannot think of any.
Okay,
Anyway,
crab is red-orange? Red-orange. We'll go with this. Is that red-orange enough?
We also have $5,000 from
$5,000? That is...
Fangamer here. We're dropping
Yeah, red-orange. It is red-orange, so we'll go with this one. It's more red, more orange than red.
of the profit from sales
Let's try...
MSF. Your purchases make donations like this possible, and you get to take home an awesome souvenir of the event. Find exclusive items like the virtual attendee badge by
Okay,
heading over to
so
fangamer.com
crab.
/GDQ.
How do we want to do this? I think I want the crab claws up this way.
I'm gonna be buying them after, so.
Yes, so good.
And body.
We're about to see Glan enter Key Cavern and Tej not too far behind. This dungeon is chaotic in terms of the kind of enemy patterns that we can expect, as epitomized by this room. It has a lot of kind of frenetic, fast-moving enemies that you have to be very
Oh, it's a little too wide.
quite quick, especially with the gels, to grab and slow Link down, so it really represents a place where you can kind of lose time just kind of with one small slip of the control stick. Really test the runner's capability of reacting to enemy patterns that can be very unpredictable and volatile, which makes this run quite exciting.
Yeah, just the general movement tech in this game it's really, really incredible to see. Like these top level runners, it's like this movement tech is just.
Oh, that's the stream elements. I need to update stream elements so it has the new animals.
They're so different for every runner. So our goal objective here is we need to collect 4 keys.
That looks like a frog.
In the middle of this dungeon here that has blocks. And we're gonna, we have to go around the dungeon just kind of picking up 4 keys so we can make our way around that little square.
We're also going to see a lot of strategic use of auto-loading, as you mentioned earlier, Ice, like several times throughout the dungeon to just quickly maneuver through as best as possible.
Yeah. So these are called the Dongo snakes. If you're
I have not added the dolphin yet. I can add it in a little bit. I have to reset the chat overlay. Yeah. That's almost the same color.
Before we're able to feed them another bomb. And then 3 bombs.
I'll add it when I add the crab.
And release a fairy. Not sure how the fairy got there, but glad we were able to save them.
Oh, you just wanted to check if it works. Thank you. It hopefully will work.
Now the movement really becomes
I can't.
And just kind of very close cornering. As if Link accidentally kind of is too slow in maneuvering around.
Is that enough legs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? It did. That's enough legs. That's enough crab bodies. Let me move this up.
Also within the dungeons, as players are doing their best to take every single kind of frame and angle that they can.
Ooh, glad getting some pretty not favorable patterns there in that bomb room there, but was able to pull that right out and get that key that he needed before needing to auto load to come back into the front of the dungeon.
It's quite low in health there, but luckily when a runner is at health, or once their hearts are beeping, the game essentially ups the rate at which hearts can drop to kind of a base level.
The crab looks a little silly.
So runners always know that they have a fallback in these sort of situations and can maneuver to enemies to kill them and grab a heart just in case.
Alright,
we're
so
seeing the runners.
Yeah, you're gonna see both the runners here.
Yeah, we're gonna just have it look like that. That's a crab.
What I like to say is the best song in the game.
Yes.
Absolutely. If you like frogs, then you'll love this song.
Okay. That's Crab Shadow. Gonna isolate the crab. That's a good emoji. Or emote. Oh, crap. The crab is...
the boss of the dungeon, but we're also gonna see...
It's actually...
a familiar face.
a little too small?
The Zelda universe. We're gonna see a nice little...
I could widen it.
Plant, which is interesting. You saw Goombas earlier at Candlelit Castle, and now you get to see the piranha plant.
Very mysterious and dreamlike conclusion, I'd say. Also, one additional nice thing about getting the boots is just the little tippy-tap sound that Link makes as he runs everywhere. It's just adorable, I have to say.
Oh yeah, the pitter-patter is really, really adorable. So we're gonna see both of our runners here.
There we go. Okay, this is a little wider. That actually might be better.
And the object here is we need to slash the eye enough to get the boss to kind of like split up enough so we can dash through the eyeballs and just split the boss in half, and then we're able to take out the eyes. Land with a really, really nice kill here. But
this boss is literally a game of dividing.
Okay. Let me add the crab and the dolphin. So crab and dolphin. Stop the server.
It actually determines where the heart container spawns in the room. So as you saw,
nope, that's not Control C. That's Control C. And then I need to rerun the server. Okay, and then I have to redo the chat. Refresh the cache. Goodbye, chat. It was nice knowing you.
We do have a little bit of time here.
Alright, history of chat has disappeared. One day I will make a refresh action so I don't have to do that. Alright, Mancart, if you want to try the dolphin or the crab, it should now work.
$5,000 to go to hit $200,000 for Doctors Without Borders, and every donation of every size moves the needle. Like this $10 from Prinny Tonic saying, I used TGH's guides to learn the any percent routing.
Okay. It's been an hour. I think I'm good doing animal avatars. Gonna work on making a beach scene. It's funny because today's theme is water animals, and now I'm gonna make a beach scene. It oddly became thematic. Oh, crappers! I forgot to- Nope, you're good. You are good. You spelled dolphin correctly. I forgot to put in here. Yeah, okay, I made a mistakey. That's a mistakey on my party. I forgot to update the JSON file with details about dolphins and crabs.
Thank you so much for supporting MSI.
Absolutely.
Those are some wonderful donations.
You're a dolphin now. What do dolphins say? That's what dolphins say.
So we have to make our way. So in order to set up like the whole question,
and then
we have
a
to make
crab.
And we need to speak to the sleeping walrus there. And the walrus.
You're a crab now. Snip snap.
I mean, I miss her singing is.
I think that's good. Did I miss anything? Crab and dolphin, I fixed myself. Is the starfish in there? No, a starfish is not in there. Okay, I need to put a starfish in there.
Speak to the walrus in order to activate the kind of like the flag in the game to spawn Marin at the beach. But in the meantime, we're gonna make our way over here to the Dream Shrine, and we're gonna pick up the ocarina, which we're gonna use.
You're a starfish now.
And to play the best song, which I heard.
Slop. Starfish makes slop sounds, right? Sticky? Stick? I'll do stick. There we go. I got starfish and jellyfish? Jellyfish and fish. Alright. Okay. We're almost there. We're almost good now. Alright, we're gonna run that again. And, oh no, it broke. Unexpected token. I put too many. There's too many.
So we kind of have like a little scene here with Marin and Link just kind of sitting.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then I need to refresh the chat.
And she just kind of tells you that she's got some bad premonitions about like what's gonna happen with the island. And you know, just
Okay.
how she enjoys.
Alright, Mancart. Now try Dolphin. That you definitely spelled correctly, and it should work this time. I swear, if it doesn't work, then I messed up real bad.
Pick up on that maybe everything is not what it seems. Maybe everything is just a dream.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
this run
I'm gonna move on
you're a dream. Maybe I'm a dream.
from the animals. We're gonna make a beach scene.
Sure, she knows that you're a thief, so that's just kind of set the tone for the relationship permanently, I think. The other thing that's really remarkable at this moment is that we're 40 minutes into the race, and both runners are remarkably close. It's very, very tight at the moment. This is
We are. We still have the game. This is game, right? Yes. Game border.
Go and visit the walrus, where we're going to have another musical display treated to us. But that gates another very difficult mini-boss in the overworld that represents like a lot of focus and attention required for the runners to ensure that they manage to get the fastest cycle. It's one that also threatens their
and then Twitch chat has the bar. Chat border. Okay, we're gonna delete the chat border.
Honestly, the walrus is a giant mood, especially like after listening to Marin sing. It's definitely a mood.
Okay. Alright, so we're doing a beach. We're making a beach.
13 cents from Iwala Koala saying, Glenn,
I'm going to make the game border opacity. That's the wrong one. That's not the game border. I want the game opacity to be low so I can see through it while I'm drawing in the chat.
This time will
Oh,
just had a perfect fight there.
I need to remember it's 175. Let me go write that down.
Perfect cycle. Tej not too far behind that. It's a really good fight for Landmola on both sides.
Yeah, both runners taking extra care not to let the key fall into the center of that pit because it does bring you into a cave. It's a pretty big
gonna
loss there.
go low.
Both runners just kind of
there. Okay.
Taking a little.
Alright, so that's that. I'm gonna hide
We're gonna let
us for now.
please enjoy the tunes.
Okay. And let's get this going. Sand? Sand? Because this is Professor Layton colors. I mean, we could use Professor Layton colors. Brush. I'm in the wrong layer. That would be the wrong layer.
Maybe biased, but that toucan is the cutest character in this whole game. It's adorable. I wish we saw it more than this one moment.
Yeah, it's the Marin just singing.
Oh, you have to go now, Mancart? Okay. See you later, Mancart. Have a good day.
How like cute of a charm this game actually has.
That's.
It's just you just gotta enjoy it.
We're seeing a really wonderful showcase of movement here in the overworld. We're actually quite often runners take the warp to Dampe to get to the next dungeon to open up Dungeon 4. Angler's Tunnel, but we're actually seeing them maneuver through Canlet and doing
Let's see.
a really fun jump that kind of takes you just on the
Water coming through here. We're sitting there.
which would enable us to swim. If you miss that jump, you lose time kind of falling into the water. But again, perfect.
We could, because I'm thinking.
Dungeon 4.
I would like to say both runners would be okay with just kind of showcasing what it sounds like when Link falls into the water before we pick up the flippers here. It's absolutely
So,
adorable.
the idea I have
Everybody around the world needs to
is that on the bottom here, underneath the game, I'll represent people as like starfish, I think, maybe crabs, but like little animals. This is besides being an avatar in chat. This is additional to the chat avatar. Or perhaps the chat becomes that at the bottom. I don't know.
Represents a really kind
anyway, it does not scale up for a lot of people, but I don't expect my channel to ever have too many people. I will, you know, if I have to look back into the past and say, wow, I can't believe I said that, you know, that'd be cool. But I don't expect there to be too many people on my channel at any given time. So, yeah. So the idea is to have people here moving around. It's kind of like how on some people's Twitch channels they have like pixel animations of like Pokemon people represented in chat or other video game characters. But this one is just gonna be animals. You know, I could probably download whatever that plugin is and not write my own, but I'm going to write my own because I'm crazy. Because also it's fun, I guess. I don't know. I'm interested in writing all this stuff for my channel, I guess. So what I'm trying to get to is down here beneath the game, I need to have the sand slopes so there's still some water coming through. But for me, I need to be sitting in a good spot of sand because I don't want to be in the water. I could be in the water. Why not? Why don't I just be in the water with like little flippers? Like standing on the sand with flippers and the water hits against my ankles. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. We're gonna do water like that, and then I need. It's more like a greenish blue.
Tight on timing.
So get this.
It requires a lot, honestly. Like timing mechanism with the sword slashes, the ability to throw that bomb kind of like out of bounds a little bit, I would say.
Bring back blue.
It's just on top of like a
just on the wall.
Okay.
And with that,
we're gonna do a line. Line will be here.
We've noticed that Tej has now, since the Yoshi doll, pulled ahead into the lead.
That might not be the color that I want.
Remarkably close, but here's a banger now.
Yeah, we're gonna let this play out.
And that's a little too green. I'm gonna bring it a little more blue. And it should be a little lighter. That was a cute song.
That's Mambo's
okay,
Mambo?
That's correct.
Yeah, so that's Mambo's Mambo.
Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna fill that in with water. And we're gonna fill in sand. Nope.
As both runners are maneuvering to the animal village. We have one?
Excellent. We definitely, we always have donations. We have $10 from Not So Elite saying, I have to donate during Link's Awakening. This is my favorite Zelda game, and I feel lucky I get to watch 2 runs at the same time. When this was released,
okay.
I stood
So we have the sand here.
Fantastic game. Good luck, runners. Folks, just to let you know,
And we need the sky.
Less than $100 away from $197,000.
With some clouds.
Barely over $3,000 away from hitting that $200,000 mark. And we broke $28,000 on the 5 Nights at Freddy's incentive. So please, please keep the donations coming in. You're doing amazing.
Yeah, keep those donations rolling in, please. Especially if you want to hear Tej and Glenn read some books in German.
100%.
That is an experience you just don't want to miss.
This is the part of the run where we notice that the arrow count is very low. Both runners are going to be very conscientious of that. We notice that Tej, for example, is picking up the additional arrows in the pot here.
And then
those will really be
my cat self.
arrow counts at this moment of the run.
And then we do some more.
So this is a kind of like a sub-boss that holds the D6 face shrine key. With some well-timed jumping spin slashes, there's kind of like it's rhythmic, just to kind of time those slashes. Because if you slash too fast, the boss actually has kind of like a what I like to call invisible iframes. So you'll just kind of like bounce off
Sure, that looks
damage
okay.
or the shield that you need to break.
Anyway,
you know, kind of pretty good job of just
put
kind of
some water.
taking that boss out in 2 spin slashes and 2 arrows.
100%. Even the arrow timing themselves can be really tight, like within a few frames. So accidentally missing that timing would result in kind of a disastrous kind of time delay or a loss of an arrow. So both runners getting that first try again happens so quickly, but it's really a lot of practice, just perfect timing, really well executed.
So this is actually kind of one of my least favorite dungeons, I'd like to say, just because of like everything that goes on. Now, I will say that this dungeon also has one of the best mini bosses in the game. Now, there's plenty of names out there for this mini boss, but there's only one true.
I should probably get a reference. I know how water looks like.
And true fans will tell you that the mini boss of this dungeon is Papyrus. So Undertale fans rejoice. Papyrus made a comeback. And,
the true secret of the dream.
Yeah, it's
yeah, I'm gonna look for reference.
Papyrus makes a comeback here, and he's guarding not only a plate of spaghetti, but the hook shot.
Thank you. Water lapping on the shore.
We're gonna see this this mini boss in
This
just.
is what I want.
We have to clear out this room here.
So as a result of the movement in this dungeon already with the enemy patterns, we've seen the lead rotate quickly between Tej and Glan and Tej and back again, and that's something that we'll see throughout this dungeon. It's just like the small micro RNG and the ability to adapt between rooms just makes it so close. Just like anything can change, just little differences here and there that can push one runner ahead of the other, but they're reacting perfectly. And two excellent fights.
Yeah, 2 excellent fights here. So Papyrus takes 3 bombs in order to basically push him into the next phase, and you fight Papyrus 4 times. And then
wow, it actually looks like water lapping up to the shore. Dang, I've just been squiggly riding.
Back around just to kind of reset that central push block, in order to hit that switch and enter the next fight.
As we're maneuvering through this dungeon, I think one important thing to touch on that we, in the kind of excitement of the fight that we saw in D4, is the reason why we actually left D4 to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Is that something you want to go into, Wes?
Yeah, we kind of just forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
so
indeed.
there is actually a flag set in the game to whenever you collect only the D4 instrument. Whenever you collect the D4 instrument, there is a a quest, like a mini quest that you have to do.
And there's
you enter a certain part of the
thicker
map.
line at the shore.
Like just a little bit under where you rescued Bow Wow. There's like a straight line that just kind of crosses the entire overworld.
Yeah.
And once you finish D4, it actually, enables this flag, and a ghost spawns. And when that ghost spawns, you can't enter buildings, you can't enter dungeons, you can't do anything until you complete this quest chain. Nice fight by both our runners here for Papyrus.
It seems like I need to make these underneath it darker. It's a pity that I didn't do the foam on a different layer. That is a problem. But this is just a proof of concept. I need to go put this in like its own file and do it in there because this is complicated.
And it takes literally like 9 years to complete this quest, so I don't think you want to be sitting here that long. So we saved D4 as the last dungeon since we don't actually have to go any further than the Wedfish egg right after D4. So the ghost never spawns. We never bring the ghost home. We never let the ghost spawn, and we never do any of that. So we save D4 for last.
Okay, so the majority of this is gonna be blocked by the game.
Yeah,
indeed.
So I don't have to go too heavy.
It's also one that we'll see. D4 is not the only
on like,
as we'll see a little bit later and touch upon when we get
what's the word?
Dungeon 7. That's another dungeon that we'll see.
What's happening behind the game. Now, I do stream different sized games, like a tablet is different size than a widescreen game, and then I do plan on maybe doing the Professor Layton games that aren't on tablet, so I'd have to use an emulator for those, because I am not going to hack into my DS and 3DS to get it to work. I do own the other Professor Layton games, I just do not want to hack my 3DS DS. So those ones also have different sizes, and they're vertical rather than widescreen. So either I draw it with the assumption that it's widescreen, and if I do the assumption that it's widescreen, and then I have little people walking around, and then I switch it to a tablet scene, or I start with a tablet scene.
In this game,
the question is, how do I want to display that?
You can actually kind of like move in kind of like like degrees of angles, and it actually allows you what we call the skewing, and it allows us to kind of like turn Link to a specific degree.
I'm not sure, like, because I don't want the people to overlap the game, because I want the game to have full resolution, unhindered. The only hindrance is when Wolfbender is there and it's two people on the screen, but it should be minimal interference. Just bite the bullet and put in all the details, Ivy. Oh my god. The idea also is like animating the water. I don't know how detailed I want to animate with. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll put in the details. Because if I just use one background and I don't care what the game size is, then on vertical screens you will see more of the background. The middle of the screen will always be hidden because the game is there, but the sides might be exposed. So you're right, Ivy. I'm just gonna put in all the details. Now I need to get the resolution of this canvas size. 240, 135. 240, 135. 240, 135. It's gonna be indexed, and it's gonna have a white background, and we're gonna click OK. Alrighty. And we're gonna draw. We're gonna take this beach scene as my
both runners are now going to open Dungeon 6. This is a great time for donations.
Oh, the colors didn't translate because it's indexed. LOL. I need.
We have $100 from
Where's
Villain saying, "Round and round the passageways of SGDQ, left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. Thank you for showing us how to get through these corridors." We have $25 from Zebra Unicorn saying, "Hi Tejan Glan, good luck on the run. The Zebra Cord is rooting for you. I look forward to the day when we can all get back together in person and enjoy some frosty
Okay, that's already there.
We also have $25 from Verified Linguini saying, "Hi, good luck. So hyped to see my man Glenn at GDQ. With all the practice for this event, here's hoping for a great race." And we are definitely getting a great race right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we just broke $200,000.
Yeah, 200,000 has been hit for game game's done quick. Also, it leaves it open for different layouts later on. Yeah, yeah. I just need to make sure that the bottom portion of this is below the usual widescreen game size. And so we have a little bit of the water and the sand coming into the screen. That's the only thing.
And there's another big element of RNG here in just a brief moment.
Okay, did that transfer the colors? Cool, cool. All right. This is going to be in a new folder. It's gonna be called Travel BG. This one is Beach. Okay. And this is BG. I don't want a PNG. I want an A-sprite file.
Both runners just kind of making that room just look very easy to one cycle.
It was a perfect showcase of actually both RNGs. I think Glan got the slightly easier pattern where Teach had to use the sword to manipulate the anti-fairy.
Let me reset.
It was like really well done.
The opacity.
Affectionately think of this room as the Link's Awakening rhythm game as we slash.
The chat was 175.
Also, can we give a big shout?
Let me just make sure.
How good?
Yeah, 175. Cool, cool.
Music is.
It's a
all right.
This is maybe one
save that.
Really
wrong. No, I do not want to save the file. Okay, now I want to save this file, not the web page. All right, so here we go. That was a sketch. I'm gonna redo this, and
before you can get as good as this.
This is gonna be sand. This is gonna be white foam. This is gonna be water.
Please do.
Base water. This is waves.
2.5-year wait. The best part is getting
Sky.
to one pitter patter of little Link feet.
Clouds.
Thanks for showing me the excitement that is speedrunning and bringing your old mom along.
Sketch. Okay, so we're gonna do sand.
Generous donation.
That's a wonderful donation. The pitter patter is truly blessed. It's an amazing sound effect. All of this.
Oh, I do need the colors I want.
It's just a delight to play and listen to.
I'm gonna make the sand go here. That's up. We're gonna do a line.
It's so eminently replayable, especially when
I
you play
need
this
to zoom
hundreds of
in
times as
so
a
I can't
speedrunner.
see.
It never gets old. It never gets old to listen to or to look at. It's just adorable. Very charming.
And G, there we go.
So we have another
Maybe.
instance of just kind of like slashing the tiles to like a little beat here, just to collect another key, and we're gonna make our way up here.
Okay, that's sand.
Go and get to.
And we're not doing foam. Base water.
Change that this game has to the original is the knights here. So in the original version of the game, the knights actually are not kind of guaranteed.
No, we're gonna do it this color.
Little buttons that you throw them into. Whereas this one, if you throw them on the right angle, they'll pretty much like guaranteed go into the little crevice that they need to go into to activate their switch.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. And
Those are indeed for round 2 of the Dodongo.
I need base water to.
Very tricky. The pattern of the room.
I did not want to fill it. I want to.
Movement where they can kind of double back in 180 of themselves makes it really tricky to ensure that the bombs line up, as we saw just there on Teja's screen. They're really doing their best to maneuver away from the bombs, which can cause havoc with your timing here.
I do want dithering. I want. Do I want dithering? do I want it smooth?
RNG there.
I'll do smooth.
So this is actually, fun fact, this is actually the only chest in the game that you actually have to smash a pot onto it in order to open it. So with Nightmare and Key in hand, we're gonna, beeline it straight for the dungeon boss, which some of you may recognize, if you're, old enough. It is, the mascot of Nickelodeon Kids. We have
Yeah.
from Nick Jr. coming up here.
Okay. I want to start with this one and end with
Facade being
this
kind of a
one.
series staple. I think this might be the most fun iteration of the Facade boss fight. Glitchless is one of the few runs that we get to actually enjoy Facade. All other categories find a devious way of skipping him.
That's...
So it's good to see him
I
here.
do not like that middle color. Where is it getting that middle color?
So both of our runners here, ideally we want to, immediately after our bomb explodes, we want to have another bomb placed here, just to kind of initiate. So the first
There we go.
Facade will spawn in the center of the room.
There we go, and then
He moves around the room. Excellent fight there from Zlam.
I need it to
Really
I need it to dither.
And then also another excellent fight over there from Tej. Both of our runners here just getting really good patterns there.
Hey, Giru, welcome in.
Execution on behalf of both runners.
We are watching Games Done Quick while I am doing some pixel art, making a beach scene. Yeah. And then I need to do one. Yeah, oh, it's chill. Yes, it is a chill stream. I don't talk very much, or if I do, I'm just muttering and kind of not really saying much, so just drop in if you want to watch Games Done Quick and also see some pixel art. I am doing well, yes. Doing pretty good. We also finished some chat avatar animals. It looks like you're a crab. That was actually one of the ones that I drew today. If you'd like to change it, you can do !avatar space animal name. Let me see if I can. Oh, I don't have a command to show what avatar animals there are. It'll just show up with stream elements. But it's cool. So yeah, just enjoy the stream. What was I doing? Base water. I am removing this. And oh, you see it in the panels? Oh, cool. Sweet. That's good to hear.
Optimizations here. This maze really is a movement masterclass. The
And
thing that we is the 45-degree angle that we see for reading the signs. Quite often we were just walking around and seeing them face on, but you can get a very acute angle on the sign, so you're able to read it as quickly as possible before moving on to the next one. Following the predestined pattern in the maze to be able to quickly finish it and then unlock what I think we've already definitively called the best song in the game.
Do you like frogs?
No.
We love frogs here. So enjoy this Mario 2 boss singing the best song in the game.
Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Okay, I know what I did wrong. I want... I'm gonna make this... Now you're a pig, wink! Okay, I know what to do. I'm gonna need to layer it manually.
Truly a phenomenal track there.
Impeccable.
right, so Frog's Song of Soul, the song that's so good, it'll literally revive you. So we're gonna make our way over here, and there's actually a nice little staircase underneath the statue here.
Okay, that should do it, and the sand should come in. Yeah, there we go.
The rooster, and the rooster that we get here is going to be very entering the next dungeon here.
In my view, this is precisely why this song is the best song. It raises a legendary rooster that lets you fly across the world. Just truly blessed. Best character in the game.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Well, maybe. Maybe.
As Birdman, I think my bias shows quite clearly. But, rooster is actually only used once in this category. It's the one kind of part of the game that hasn't managed to find a way to be skipped, which is the Flame Cave. Or rather, it's the bird key, I should say. Flame Cave we, in other categories, can skip, but in order to get the bird key, we need the bird, which is what we'll be seeing shortly.
That's not enough water.
Go right ahead.
Oh, thank you. We have $50 from Matt the Cat. Link's Awakening in a GDQ speedrun. Watching the race should be fun. A Game Boy masterpiece. A masterful re-release.
I'm gonna do a layer underneath and
the $50 for Doctors Without Borders, Matt the Cat. Go ahead.
Not that color.
One big thing to note there.
That color, and then
Slight little, like, minor optimization to their way back to Mabe Village. Glan used the Mambo to warp back to the point, and then you saw Teach just kind of.
it is not letting me.
Move back just without the warp. I think both of those are kind of even. I think one of them is a little bit quicker.
We're about to see a really tense
Yeah?
jump in the game. This is potentially the most tense jump in the game. It saves 2 seconds, but loses 35 if you fail it. It's just this really awkward.
And then we'll just delete some of
scary. It looks so
this.
simple, I promise you, but if you fail that jump once, you'll always think twice before trying to make it.
Yeah, that jump is very nerve-wracking.
And then delete some of this.
Especially when you're on a PB pace and you're just coming into this room, you just kind of feel like, oh, okay, I just really need to focus for this.
Maybe
So if you fall into any pit in that room,
we just
it actually
delete
throws you out of the waterfall that you
this.
saw after we grabbed the eagle key or the bird key here. And you have to go all the way back around, and it's a huge time loss.
I think it's also worth pointing out again.
Yeah.
This run, the runners are still so tantalizingly close at the moment, like really neck and neck. The race couldn't really be closer at this point.
So we're gonna make our way here through
Nope.
some connection caves, kind of like a little cave maze. And there's just a couple little optimizations. Just the fact that you could just kind of hookshot that thing from the very, very beginning of the stairs there, in order to cross the whole.
Preview
there.
is.
We are gonna
Well,
activate that warp point there.
There we go.
Because we are splitting this dungeon. So we are gonna come to this dungeon. We are gonna drop the 4 pillars, and we're gonna defeat a very special boss here.
Shoutouts also to the Telltale Mountain Range music, like maybe one of the best classic Zelda tracks of all time.
Eagle's Tower, Dungeon 7. 80% fans hate it. Glitchless fans love it.
Yeah, this is a wildly different dungeon in every category of the game at the moment. It's quite a wild one. This Glitchless is really kind of an honest version of the run in the sense that you really kind of follow the dungeon quite classically. It's certainly one like when you're playing it through for the first time, it can be really tricky to negotiate. But of course, we're going to see both runners just breeze through.
So the object here, we need to take this giant iron ball around the entire dungeon. We need to knock down these 4 pillars. These 4 pillars are actually holding up the top of the dungeon, and they look to be in some really poor shape here. So we're gonna take this iron ball, and we're gonna bring it around with us and crash these pillars down so we can access the top floor of this dungeon. And just like the routing around this dungeon is, it's interesting because you have to leave the iron ball in like certain spots and fall down a pit just to kind of get it to where we need to get it.
And the logistics of that definitely takes a couple of times to wrap your head around it, but once you get it, it's intuitive. But it's definitely a tricky part. It's a really fun optimization in that room, by the way, using the hook shot to break the last tile, enabling you to leave and open the door before all tiles have been destroyed. Both runners are making their way towards the mirror shield, which will enable them to leave the dungeon and start heading towards D8. But there are a couple of things once we do get the mirror shield to do before that, however. Namely, one of the mini-bosses in the dungeon.
Okay, so my idea is frame 1 is like the base, and then all the frames after that are gonna be the waves coming and going, and I'll just erase from it to make the waves move.
We'll see.
So
it's Sans. It's Sans.
Could it be?
Could it be? I didn't know we were playing Undertale.
it's here.
So Sans summons 6 little. I don't even know what those things are called.
I think they're Big Keys is the name.
Big Keys? Interesting. Okay. So yeah, Sans is the boss of D7 here.
Ocean Phil needs to actually come down further.
But we all know true to our heart that it's Sans. So we're gonna grab this boss key, and then our runners are gonna head back down and break this last pillar, and then we're actually gonna be exiting this dungeon.
It's also a really nice fight for the Grim. Well, oh sorry, Sans. Yep. Almost said the forbidden name. The mini boss. It's Big Keys. We previously thought to be invulnerable because when you try to jump slash them, they would always dodge. But upon repeated attempts, we discovered that they actually have a small window where they are vulnerable afterwards. So we've now taken to actually quickly taking those out instead of having a safe spot in the corner where we typically stood to slash. Save us about 1.3 seconds in the run.
Yeah, we're gonna smash this final pillar here. And I believe both runners are just gonna drop down the pit and just walk out of the dungeon.
So remarkably close as they're leaving D7, just within like seconds apart.
Just kidding, they're both gonna auto-load.
While they're auto-loading, do we have time to auto-load some donations?
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, we got some for like 2.
All right, we have $25 from Rounderzite saying, absolutely love to see Link's Awakening at GDQ. It's my favorite Zelda game and a lovely remake. And it's even in German. Greetings from Austria. Greetings, Rounderzite, and thank you for the lovely donation. We also have $75 from Cannon Swift. It's time to awake and press that link to donate. How many times can we click that donate link? A wonderful question. And folks, we are over $30,000 for the 5 nights at Freddy's. incentive. Less than $60,000 to go, so click that donate link as much as you can.
Okay, so the kind of touch up as to why we split D7. So if you complete D7, it actually sets a flag in the game that puts Marin on Mount Tamaranch, and she's stuck in the middle of that broken bridge. And by completing D7, it places her there. But if we don't beat D7 first and we go over here and do D8, Marin will never get stuck on the bridge, which, you know, thankfully we love Marin here. Marin will never get stuck on the bridge, and that cutscene just takes forever. I believe the cutscene is like 1.5 minutes long, and she just kind of like, she gets saved by Talon, and then she just kind of stares at you for like a good 40 seconds. So we split D7 and do it last because we're able to just drop down and just swim straight to D4 and finish D4 without ever having to go over that bridge ever again.
Here we are with a Turtle Rock boss fight. This one represents quite a scary amount of damage that it can deal. But we use some bomb arrows that we've saved from previous parts of the run to quickly remove its armor, and then aim to try and get as many spin slashes in the air as possible. There is a bit of RNG involved with how it retracts its head, but we're always like quickly trying to maneuver just close enough that we can deal damage, but not so close that it's going to hit us in midair. And that was an excellent fight on both parts, finishing nearly at the same time. That takes us straight into Turtle Rock.
Hey, can we give a big shout out to both of our runners here of how incredibly close both of these runs have been this entire time.
It's phenomenal how close this is right now. Like you can barely tell them apart moment to moment. Just edging ever so slightly backwards and forwards between the lead. It's just, it could not be closer.
So this dungeon actually has a pretty interesting element. We like to call them like the Roombas. So we need to push these Roombas across all of these pits in order to fill everything up, in order to pretty much like spawn the item of the room, which we need this key in order to access the next part of this dungeon. And this game actually has an interesting element to it that we kind of didn't really touch upon. If you clear out a room and it has like a shutter door that blocks your way, that shutter door will stay open pretty much forever until your next playthrough at least.
We're going to see a lot of mini bosses in this dungeon, which really tests the runner's ability to kind of use the resources that they have remaining, in addition to kind of really pulling off some clever optimized movements that kind of take advantage of the amount of resources they have, in addition to just kind of mastering the boss fights themselves. It's a very technical dungeon in that regard.
Yeah, both of our runners here. There's actually a good bit of like movement tech in this dungeon and a couple little optimizations that were found, I think, relatively recently. Just like with the hook shot here.
Looks better without the gradient, actually.
Runner's pulling that off perfectly, just jumping and then skewing slightly downwards, as we saw in Dungeon 5, just to get the direct shot on the block instead of having to take 2 seconds to walk around and then get a vertical shot.
I feel like I'm going too detailed with this, and I'm gonna hate myself when I animate this.
With 8 well-timed slashes, you can actually one-cycle this boss. Typically, this boss will take about, I think,
Look up
4 slashes before he'll turn around.
pixel water. Nothing sure.
Oh, not a very generous fight there for Glenn. Tej getting the one cycle.
Glenn very wise there. It was a very tricky fight in the sense that Blano can be immensely unpredictable with its movements, and if you are just ever so slightly astray when he moves forward to punch, you could be on the edge of just like a game over. Like we saw Glenn with 1 heart, took the exact right move, just kind of being patient, waiting him out, waiting for the kind of the long charge punch, and then just going for the final hit. Could have been a riskier attempt to kind of get in and get a slash, but I think that was definitely the best approach. It paid off, but it's a very tricky fight in terms of RNG.
Yeah, definitely played that perfectly to, you know, just like with the health that he had.
Oh,
Very smart move.
Water physics.
So pretty much like the rest of this dungeon is just a bit of a key collection and movement through. We do fight another mini boss here that we are familiar with from
Wait, I
D4.
actually want to look at
If
this.
we have a few donations, we can go ahead and get those in.
Yeah, absolutely. We have $20 from Anonymous. Link's Awakening DX was a surprise gift on my first overseas trip as a kid, and when this remake was announced, I was ecstatic. Have to donate in honor of Link, my favorite travel companion. Well, I hope that Link accompanies you all over the world, everywhere you go.
Sine wave.
And that $20 will help Doctors Without Borders help people wherever they go. We also have $25 from Bionic Shell Shock.
Okay.
I have to contribute a bit toward the security breach incentive. Fingers crossed that this bonus game makes it. Folks, again, we are more than a third of the way through that incentive total, so keep that rolling on in. That is for later tonight. If you want to see Five Nights at Freddy's, get those donations in.
That was a really exciting series of cue ball fights. The really tricky thing about this cue ball specifically is, unlike the one that we saw in D4, we're actually manipulating a lot of the arrow usage here. So we kind of expend 5 arrows to shoot kind of vertically on a timer. So we're kind of like, again, very rhythmic, very patient, waiting for the cue ball to turn, and we fire and fire to make sure we trap it in that cycle. It looks like cue ball managed to barely escape one of Tej's arrows, which enabled Glan, who I think had a perfect 5 cycle on the cue ball, to catch up just a little bit of the loss that we saw with Blano. So already that lead that had grown there has already shrunk quite considerably, I think. So again, it's just...
I will use your water
really
tutorial.
represents a lot of this game's kind of like potential for optimization and just kind of like really tricky movements. Like runners are constantly battling against the very, very difficult patterns that they have to account for.
Alright, and coming up here, we have the boss of Dungeon 8, Hothead. So this boss is very interesting. The only thing that hurts this boss is the magic rod, which of course is the item that we picked up here in Dungeon 8. And the magic rod is actually going to remove the fire barrier that's on this boss, and then the boss just kind of like flies around the screen. We hit it, I believe it's 5 times, and then it'll split, revealing its final form here. And then we have to hit that final form 3 times, and then the boss just goes. Both runners here, just excellent fight there with the RNG that they were given.
That was a superb exhibition of Hothead by both. Really, really clean. And now we're more or less tied up again.
Yeah, Hothead can spawn at any lava pool in that entire room, and both runners just kind of showcasing just, hey, the execution from both of our runners is just phenomenal.
Okay, I think I'm going to start off without doing details because I'm doing the waves, and I think I'm doing the foam and the waves, and it's too...
Or should I say, Sans Tower.
We're gonna find out what Sans thinks about you demolishing
Gonna
the tower. I mean, it's kind
just
of rude of Link to
do
be
this,
walking in
and
saying, I think I can redecorate the place. Let's demolish these 4 pillars.
Alt N.
We'll find out exactly what he thinks about that.
I need an onion skin. Red blue tint, opacity, can I see it?
Before entering D7 they're just
In
going to
front
enter
of
the
Sprite, there we go.
boss warp point. Use the nightmare key that they collected earlier and just go straight to the boss.
It's really good to point out that Evil Eagle represents a real escalation in RNG and difficulty, and kind of, if we've talked a lot about this run kind of being a masterclass of maneuvering around enemy patterns, Eagle has plenty of them. Like, so many permutations of attacks that the runners are going to have to account for using their arrows. If they can slash, it's something that we'll really have to watch and analyze. RNG can, yeah, it's rough.
It's Sans. And his good pal, Evil Eagle. Yeah, this boss is pretty intense, honestly. Spin slashes will pretty much, I think you need 11 spin slashes or 11 arrows in order to take down this boss. Ooh.
There we go. We saw Glenn get one of the feather patterns for Eagle, which can be slightly tricky to deal with. We can sometimes cancel it by climbing down the ladder, but depending on your positioning relative to the boss and what attacks you're doing, it can sometimes catch you out. But again, both great fights, well managed by both runners.
Alright, while our runners make their quick descent down to D4,
Well, that's not really
a donation or two.
It's more like it comes
Absolutely. We have
forward
$10 from
in the
Rob
beach,
donating because
and then
I
it goes
love
back.
GDQ, and my wife loves Zelda, so check off 2 boxes with 1 donation. It probably won't be my last donation this week, so keep running them games. Thank you so much, Robbie J. Really appreciate it. We also have $100 from Dan. Love seeing GDQ back in person. Let's get the 5 nights at Freddy's incentive met.
So it's coming closer.
But we're at $31,000.
Oh,
Doing so well.
thank you for following Shinmei Wei.
Bonus.
Thank you so much.
We have $200 from Vandio. 200K raised. Happy to be here for my first in-person GDQ. Let's have a great week.
Water is gonna go
Your donation.
All right, so coming up
this
here,
way.
the absolute best dialogue box in the entire
Hey, Shinmei.
Definitively.
Oh. My alert box accidentally does double sounds, and I am just gonna make my own so it doesn't do double sounds, but I'll do that eventually. Anyway, hey, Shinmei. Oh yeah, I know it's Alex. Are you okay with me calling you Shinmei online though? Just so it doesn't say Alex.
The little panels on the ground there, with the correct code, which both of our runners did manip the starting file, which we actually didn't explain. So we know the.
Anyway, what I'm doing right now is trying to make ocean waves hit the shore. And we're also watching Games Done Quick on the right-hand side. It's a very chill. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I've already said my name on stream twice in a row in another stream, so don't worry about it. Did you want to delete your message? I don't know if it'll actually delete properly because I haven't tested this before. Oh, I can delete the message. Oh. Delete message. No, it's fine. Okay, cool. Alright. Yeah, anyway, so I'm working on trying to make ocean waves lap against the shore. I've never done that before, so we'll see how it goes. You are welcome to stay. Oh, also, it looks like you're a starfish. If you don't want to be a starfish in the chat avatar overlay, you can do !avatar space animal name. If you scroll down, if you're on desktop, I have a list of animals you can switch to. I've also added a dragon, starfish, fish, dolphin, crab, jellyfish. Maybe I'll just go add that right now on the about page. Let's go do that.
About to enter the windfish's egg, both of our runners are neck and neck here.
Yeah, so close, really close. It's been close the whole
Don't
way through the race.
make audio.
Like, even from the start, just there's never been more than a few seconds apart, really.
Edit panels. Gonna add more animals. Change your chat avatar.
We are gonna get another enjoying
Alphabetical. So fish goes here. That's not fish. Jelly. J is after F. Jellyfish. Dolphin. Dragon. What else did I make? A starfish. ST. And then a crab. Made a crab. I think that's it. Let me go make sure. Wow, I have a lot of Discord messages. What's going on? I'm not gonna go open that up on stream though. I was gonna look at what animals I got. Okay, I got crab, I got dolphin, I got starfish, I got fish, I got jellyfish, I got dragon. I did not put the fox on there. Okay. That is now updated. Oh, sorry, you do exclamation point avatar space animal name, replace animal name with the animal that you want. So, let me do an example.
Key places that can happen. The first one will be Aghanim, which is a boss that might be familiar if you've played other Zelda games. And then it will come down to Death Eye, and I think we'll approach.
Now I'm a cat. So if you do that, you can change it to the animal that you want to be. Where did I put my tablet pen? Oh no. Oh no, there it is. Okay.
We did a lot of research on.
And I just updated the list, so if you refresh the page, I don't know if it'll actually update it, but if you scroll down to the chat section on the About page, you can see the different animals you can be.
28 seconds and starting the game and then selecting your file.
But mouse works. Yeah. Yeah, I did programming for that. Yeah. I did math for that. Is it too much effort? I don't know. I'm doing what I want with this channel. You know, it's I have other plans. So currently right now, besides trying to animate water so it looks like it's lapping on the shore, math is amazing. No, it is not. Yeah. So what this is actually going to be is for the background of my stream. So this is, if I zoom out, this is the idea. I would put myself on there. Wrong goof. Well, we can just have both of us on there. Sofa. No, wrong sofa. There we go. Okay, so the idea here is this is the typical game screen, and then there'll be an ocean in the background, and it'll lap against the shore, and me and a guest, so in this case it's Wolfbender, we will be standing on the beach in swim gear or basking in the sun. I'm not sure which. Probably standing in our swim gear because I have to make the shore so close, or the water so close. And then people will be able to switch the background to this ocean scene using a command or channel points, though I am not affiliated, so I can't do channel points yet. And then they can revert back to the scene where we're just sitting on the couch playing games on a pink cat background, and that would be the regular scene. Yeah. And then the big idea here is I will have a traveling montage in between the pink cat scene to the beach scene. So I'll be driving in a car, though I should really be flying on a broom, because I'm a witch. But it's cool. I'll do a broom scene later on, maybe when I have to travel across the world. Because the idea is eventually I'll have multiple locations to choose from besides just a beach. But yeah, yeah, that's the idea. Anyway, I have to figure out how to make water move up and down.
Incredible race from both of our runners here. And then time's
Is this
when Glenn enters
the right layer? Okay.
the screen goes completely dark. And time.
I'm gonna go here.
Absolutely incredible race.
It comes forward.
Right to the end,
and then kind of spreads out.
Just 1 second ahead of the other until the very end. That was a phenomenal effort by both runners. Truly incredible for this format.
I just want to say,
the white bits gets
both of our streams up,
smaller.
Watching like Glan's gameplay. Oh my goodness.
So
yeah, that
was.
If I'm on here.
That was so tense. Really amazing.
Glan, big GG's. Big GG's.
Yeah.
GG's to both of y'all. What an excellent
I wasn't
race.
watching, but apparently we were tied after Aghanim.
We'll do it like this.
We beat Aghanim at exactly the same time. I saw
I think that's 2.
Yeah. Oh, it was Moldorm.
Oh, Moldorm, okay.
Yeah, I do a 2-art strat game, so I can do it.
Are we gonna get our German exhibition?
I mean, it wouldn't be an LAS run at GDQ without a couple of German book readings, would it?
We also, I mean, we did hit a big milestone of 200K, so I think
we did. We totally did. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of start. We'll use this profile. Okay. So y'all get to choose which books we read.
Are we just restarting now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like loading into a new file.
Okay.
Do we have time to do this? Like I think we have enough time, like our estimates were, unless we want to get back on track or something. Like, is that doable? Is that a thing we can do? Okay, yeah, it won't take too long. Okay, pick a book for me to read, Ice or Birdman.
Do you want me to do it too?
3. Book 3.
Yep. 3 sounds good.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I don't speak German.
Okay, I see it now.
Das
And
Das
we're gonna sweep it forward.
Generationen ist die Family des Helden mit dieser Technik gut vertraut. Halt B gedruckt, bis das Schwert zu blinken beginnt. Lass den Knopf los, dann mit dem Schwert zu verbellen. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
Excellent display. Perfect. Practically fluent.
Do you have time for me to do it or no? Doesn't really matter.
Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to do it with the ghost.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
No, Ghost is fine. Ghost is fine.
Cool.
Or which one?
You get to pick with this one, Bird.
Let's go for book number 5. So
Which one's that? This one?
bottom. Let's go with the bottom left.
Bombenstimmung in jeder Lebenslage. Das Buch lesen. Nachdem du eine Bombe hingelegt hast, kannst du sie wieder aufheben, wenn du E erneut drückst. Um sie jetzt zu werfen, musst du ein weiteres Mal E drücken. Schon gewusst.
Perfection.
Excellent.
A massive round of
Nice.
applause deserved for
I
both.
guess they're reading some German on Games Done Quick right now.
Yeah, we're done. We each read one.
Okay, so the water is looking okay, but I did want to add a few more frames.
Super appreciate it.
I do need to make it
as well.
loop.
Yeah, this was a really fun race, and
So eventually I'll need the last.
to the in-person crowd as well as the
Gonna
people in chat.
copy,
And yeah, super
copy
fun.
this frame.
For having us.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
so much. Really fun.
Thank you indeed.
And thank y'all for the incredible race.
Okay, so what is this one?
right.
It's slow
Folks,
there.
What a great run. Let's hear it one more time for
Slow
TGH
there.
and Glenn.
Then I need to
And that
go up
amazing
there.
Link's Awakening run. Such a close race. Such a close race that sent chills up my spine. We have a $100 donation from Anonymous. What a great lineup today of fun games and talented runners. Thanks to all who worked to put this event together.
Oh, it's receding. When the middle one's going forward. And the side is going forward. And then we're doing another one. Okay, we will move this back towards. Oops, nope. Move it back towards. It's so hard to tell. Blue is the future, red is the past. I actually don't think we need this one. Okay, the whipping on the right side. Here, this one is too big.
welcome back to... Okay, there we go. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2022. I'll be your host for the next few games. I am Musical Daredevil, but in the meantime, yeah, got some hype going on in the crowd.
Let's change it to 250.
A prize segment with our very own prize team. So, Prize Hydra, take it away.
Hello again, everyone. You are watching Summer Games Done Quick 2022, coming to you live from Bloomington, Minnesota, with people. There are people here.
It's amazing. It's so
I love
amazing.
It. Speaking of people, I am Mr. Game & Chud, and I am joined by my amazing friend, Frozen Flygon.
Hi, how's it going? You excited to be here?
I am excited to be here. I've been telling you this. I've been telling everybody who will listen. I've been so amazingly excited to have Frozen here on the Prize team and to get the chance to work and hang out with you for the week. And like, this is...
Yeah, absolutely. And show off all the incredible prizes that people have donated to the event.
Exactly.
They're just incredible works of art that we're going to get to show off, and you can donate to win.
Indeed. All of the prizes we're about to show you are available right now through the end of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So, as I find the correct camera, go to the website, gamesdonequick.com. Get the thumbs up from the producer. It's going great. Gamesdonequick.com. Click on the donate link. You can find out information about all the prizes. You can send in your donation to help out MSF. And you can get entered to win some amazing things. Like, courtesy of Billy Phoenix, we have this Ty the Tasmanian Tiger HD remake for Nintendo Switch. There's a $5 minimum donation. Get you entered to win. I'm keeping up with them now. They're trying to throw me off here. Thank you, Billy, so much for sending this in. Now, I believe you have played Ty.
I have. I actually really like this game.
Okay.
It's kind of it's a niche one, but you're just throwing boomerangs at stuff, and you're just going around different terrain, and it's a ton of fun. And the HD remake looks awesome.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
And additionally, from Iggy Zig, we have a Super Mario Green Pipe planter. Unfortunately, the plant is not included in this one, but you can put whatever you want in it, and it separates out. I think it's super unique, super cute, and of course, an amazing Mario reference. So thank you so much to Iggy Zig for donating this prize, and it's a $10 minimum donation.
Iggy is really good at finding those.
Yeah.
I don't know how Iggy does it. I will have to find out.
We need to know the secrets, of course.
A couple of things that we have available.
So the issue that I'm thinking about right now is I don't want this animation to be
Plush set. There are 6 of them. They are about
like overtaking the game when it's on the game screen.
But I know that they have the faces are crocheted on. Hide them. Have fun finding
I
them.
don't want it to be
Get you in to win those. Thank you so much, Vanny Lou, for sending those our way.
Yeah, absolutely.
too bold.
Website, checking out those prizes, you can see the picture of the Breath of the Wild
So
Sword glowing screen.
I don't know.
Given to us by Sky. Thank you so much for that. You can see the pictures of all the prizes we have available.
This water is going in a way that I'm satisfied with. I do feel like I need some more in-between frames for the animation. I was hoping to avoid that by just doing different animation length times for frames, but it's a little choppy.
It's so cute, and we just saw that amazing.
It also feels a little too fast, like, because usually each water goes fast and then slowly comes back.
Absolutely brilliant.
And
Shadowbox effect, $20 minimum donation will get
I
you.
think I didn't really
And also
get
for $20,
that.
you can be entered to win this Lincoln Martin Perler scenes. This is from the original Link's Awakening, and I just love that we get a lot of Perlers that have the characters and
Maybe I need to do this in a different way. Rather than doing a fill and doing an eraser, I draw the line of the waves coming forward and draw different lines of where the waves are coming from, and that might be better.
Yes, we do. We have the Sheikah Eye cross stitch, and it comes with its own frame that matches the eye in the middle. Yeah. And I love looking at all these.
We're gonna try that.
Just the detailing.
I do need the color though. I am on the color. We're okay.
To make a just such a striking image from the Zelda series. So thank you so much, Aaron McLaughlin, for donating.
So
$25 minimum donation.
brush pixel perfect. Yeah, that's good. I like pixel perfect. So
Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Oh my
I do need
We've managed to find a blacklight flashlight, so I can actually.
that. So it's like
Make its way off the screen here. Some of the blacklight elements that are here in the painting. So the hotel lights up there.
That is a
I didn't
darker
notice the headlights.
color than I want.
The run or the where? See if I'm doing this the wrong way. So let me see what I'm doing here. The biker has a headlight there. The sun lights up really amazingly well.
It also gives shading to the palm trees when you put the black light on there.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a gorgeous setting. Then to have the additional black light effects is just absolutely amazing.
Like
Fantastic.
little hidden prizes.
Exactly.
$25 minimum donation gets you in to win this.
Okay.
And when you say
So
$25,
this is a wave.
you 1/8 of the way
This is a wave.
towards winning our grand prize package. Heroic Replicas has set us up once again. We have a Heroic Replicas grand prize pack. $200
And if
cumulative
I go
donation
here,
will win a Falchion from Fire Emblem, the Kane from Sly Cooper. We just saw that game here a couple of runs ago. There is a Celeste vinyl sticker. There is
we are
a
gonna
Super
make
Mario
this.
World orb. There is the Kinstone from Minish Cap, and there is
Go a little slower.
it fell out of my head. I had it all there, and then it fell out. $200 cumulative donation gets you in to win that one.
Yeah, and that's just amazing because you can put in your $25 to get everything that we just showed you in this segment, and then tomorrow put in another $25 for the next segment, and you can just add it up throughout the week. It's a cumulative donation total, and you can also drop that money in towards the amazing incentives we have.
Indeed. We're still trying to get Five Nights at Freddy's added to the schedule. Last check on that I saw we were a little over $30,000 there. We're a little over a third of the way. So definitely keep those donations coming. Time moves fast. It will be here before you know it. So do not miss your chance to help us make that happen and give us a little bit more GDQ this week.
Absolutely. I think that's all from us for this segment today. Thanks, Sha, for doing this with me, and I'm excited to see some more amazing speedruns.
Indeed. We've got Aiko up next with Sancho Panda. I'm ready for that one. I hope you are too. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you later.
Then we make it flat in this one.
Thank you so much, prize crew. That backlight painting looked absolutely amazing. We have an anonymous $500 donation, $500 for Five Nights at Freddy's. I wouldn't take that deal in a million years, but here's hoping Ace Delusional will. And as of right now,
Then
we already
another
have
layer.
over $30,000. We have $32,000. That is more than a third of the way there. But you all heard Mr. Gaiman shout. That run is coming up soon, so make sure you get your donations in to get that bonus game met. Now, I have just heard from our behind-the-scenes crew that we are all ready to go for our next run, so take it away, Sancho Panda with Aiko.
Hey everybody, as he said, I'm Sancho Panda running Eco 60 Hertz. I have Ruby Heart to my left, who will hand me the ukulele at the end of the run. I have Blink to my right, who will lend me his mic. And we're just
also provide commentary throughout the run or something. I guess.
Are you guys doing that too?
Yeah,
I thought I
so.
was handling it all.
Oh well, then that makes my job easy.
I'm about to should have planned this out. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Awkward moment. That's okay. Nobody noticed. Very smooth. All right, so we're gonna start the run in 3, 2, 1, go. Woo! So right now, a thing about Eco is the cutscenes actually are part of the in-game timer, so we want to skip them whenever possible. So we're skipping the setup of the story. Ruby, could you tell us a little bit about what we're skipping?
Yeah, absolutely. So the basic setup of this game is you play Eco, a young boy with horns, who has been brought to this gigantic castle. And you find out that boys with horns who are born in a faraway village are brought to this place to essentially be buried alive and sacrificed. We won't get too much into detail with that. We're going to get more details on that later. But you've now been imprisoned in this place because, according to the village, being born with horns is a curse. And something important to note with this particular game and the lore is it is a spiritual successor that is in the same series as Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian. So you'll see a lot of thematic things as well as things that carry over in the level design that all tie into each other. And Fumito Ueda, the genius behind all of the games in this series, wanted to make sure that the stories intertwined, but you were left open to kind of fill in the blanks with your own interpretations. So as you go through this, if you've played those other games in the series, definitely keep an eye out for where you see thematic commonalities between the three games, because you can come up with your own theories on how they actually tie together.
Oh, that was really well done.
Oh, thank you.
So right now, Eco is yelling. Blink, why is Eco yelling?
So when
Oh,
Iko yells,
shoot.
you'll see that he shuffles his feet a little bit. He moves just a little bit faster. What we're doing is we're calling for Yorda, trying to find her, even though we haven't technically met her yet. And so anytime we're not holding Yorda's hand, we're going to be wah, wah, wah during the entire run. So get very used to that sound.
Yep, and for chat, we'd like if people donate to tell us what they think Eco is saying. I've got one just right here in the chamber to start with. Blink, can you guess what Eco's favorite breakfast is?
Is it waffles?
You are correct. We're getting a clap in the audience for that.
Plenty more to come.
There's plenty of those to come.
You're going to get a lot of those puns throughout this run. It is a Sancho staple.
Yes, it really is.
Now, this particular trick here is actually really interesting. There's just a weird mechanics thing with these windows where if you just fall out the window regularly and aren't holding the joystick forward, Eco will fall all the way forwards way too far, and it makes those jumps a lot harder. But by holding the analog stick forward, you actually can get through more easily. So now, basically with that pull of the lever, Sancho has brought down Yorda. So she is lowering down from her cage, and we'll get to meet her in just a second.
We all kind of like, to keep the pattern here going, we all pick different songs. By the way, Ruby, Blink, and I all have a tendency to burst out into song on our own streams. So having the three of us together, I really hope we're able to squeeze some commentary in. But for this one, it works really well with Survivor by Destiny's Child. I'm a survivor, I have no horns, and I will save Yorda. We will get out of here. Okay, the scansion wasn't perfect for that one, but.
It's very funny when you get to the oh and have him going ah in response. So that's one of my favorite parts of the song in particular. Did I just hear someone back at Eco? Because that's amazing.
Call and response.
Okay, if you all do that for the rest of the run, I will be so happy.
Oh gosh, no, but we have something else to give them to do. I'm gonna veto that one. Oops, we don't need
No, fair.
Cutscene yet. Okay, there we go. And what did we just skip cutscene-wise?
Yeah, so something we find out in this cutscene, we finally meet Yorda and help her up, and Eco just asks, "What are you doing here? Are you okay?" And she finds out that this is basically when you find out that he was brought here to be sacrificed.
Oh, that's Yorda.
The other thing we find out is Yorda actually speaks a completely different language. For these games, they wrote a special language called Runic. So the first time you play this game in an any percent run, all of Yorda's language will appear in an almost hieroglyphic language or a pictographic language. But if you play it in a new game plus, you find out what the translations are. But for this first run, Eco and Yorda don't actually understand each other. So they have this inherent trust in each other that's just really beautiful to see, even though they can't speak the same language. And also she has these beautiful electric powers that can help us open doors. So she is quite literally a human lockpick.
Right, and if there's any shadows around when she opens those doors, it releases like a force lightning, which is why I think she's actually a Sith Lord. Like Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, something interesting here. I'm hoping that she doesn't do it. There are going to be some times in this game where Sancho will be focusing very heavily on not only his specific movement, but when he is calling for Yorda. Because if you leave her alone for too long in a room that has birds, she has a tendency to go chase the birds.
Yep, even if there's shadows there. If she doesn't see the shadow, if she sees the bird first, she runs to the bird, even if that bird is next to the shadow.
There's also
Watching Games Done Quick and they're talking about the birds, and I'm like,
you'll see that we
yeah, Eco or Yorda, she really likes those birds.
But she can't climb chain, she can't really pick up a stick, so a lot of this game is about defending her and keeping her safe.
Okay.
All right, now, the way you're intended to do this if you play it casually is to get Yorda through a door and do all of this with her, and it actually adds a lot of time to the run, so we're just gonna leave her here, and we haven't abandoned her because we're still in the same load, so there's no shadows that are gonna like try and come and get her as we do all of this puzzle by ourselves. Normally, I just jump down to this track from further up, but it's the sort of thing that I would definitely miss in a marathon, and we'd be all the way back at those idle doors that we opened up at the end of the bridge. The checkpoint system in this game is kind of brutal.
The nice thing is some of the harder skips in the game do have benches. Oh, wait.
He's
really
just
quick.
a hornhead guy.
Dun, dun,
Born
dun,
to be a sacrifice. He took the midday train going anywhere.
I'm so sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. She's just a caged up girl, longing to see the world. She didn't take the train because that would add 4 minutes to the speed run. Plenty more where that came from. Blink and I did a run a little while ago. We squeezed in about 13 different songs.
Sancho, it also should be noted you have written multiple parody songs specifically based on this game for the credit sequence because there are actually a few inputs after the credits, so we'll get to hear one of those today.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that part, probably most of all, even more than showing off this amazing game. No, that's probably not true. I hear people still singing. Yeah, if you have ideas for further lyrics, send them to me at Sancho Panda VTW on Twitter.
One thing tech-wise that I think is really interesting with this game is there are a lot of sections. So like that walking onto the crane is actually a lot more complicated than it appears. The main reason for that is the camera tends to set up in very stagnant places that you can move a little bit, but a lot of it is based on Eco's movements and likes to swing around to be more cinematic. So in response, a lot of the speed run has to do with figuring out specific D-pad movements or angles to hold like where he's going. That may not be quite as intuitive because you may say, okay, I want Eco to walk forward, but that doesn't mean you actually hold forward. It's relative to where the camera is.
Yeah, I think for casual runners, they're not ready for a game that has a fixed camera that's running on rails. It's really hard to just run in a straight line. Like literally, just running in a straight line is a huge challenge for you to start this game.
Yeah, and there are also a bunch of jutting edges on a lot of the walls and a lot of the places that have gates. So you can get stuck on those pretty easily or like lose grip of Yorda's hand. There are a bunch of things that could go wrong just with trying to run in a straight line.
Do you guys know what Eco's favorite Japanese condiment is?
What?
Oh, it's this one.
I don't know. These are the jokes. Chat, do better.
Here, I'll give you one, Sancho.
Okay.
How did Eco listen to his CDs in the mid-2000s?
Oh my gosh.
Through
On
a
his Sony Walkman.
Yeah, I got you. Same brain.
All right, we're about to do a little drop, which can be tricky, and you can easily die on it if you don't do it right. Just to skip running down some staircases. That looks like a good angle. We should survive this.
Okay, I think that's good.
I'm going to try and do a tricky bomb toss. If we fail it, we'll lose 30 seconds, but it's really fun. It's only going to save us about, I don't know, like 8 seconds if we do it right.
This is something where most runners of the game have their own version of this setup. There's a bunch of different ways to do it with varying difficulties.
Got it.
And that was perfect.
So we knocked down that pillar to build a ramp so that Yorda will be able to come with us. This is a good time for
Shinmei, yeah, no problem. I would say that if you joined my game streams, they're much more exciting. So the art streams are short. Anyway, see you later.
No. Take away the donation. We'll take away the...
All right. Well, we have a $25 donation from I'm Just Jace. I know nothing about this run, but I'm excited for ukulele.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We also have, we have a $25 donation from Varchild. Come on. I don't mean to jump scare you all, but Five Nights at Freddy's is well worth the donations. So please, join me in starting a $5 donation train. I am donating 5 times that amount.
We're still going.
Yes, you sure are.
To the next door, to the next door.
$200 from Merm2. Thank you very much for that donation. We also have an anonymous $75 donation,
Awesome.
as well as an anonymous $100 donation. What a great lineup today of fun games and talented runners. Thanks to all who worked to put this event together.
Thank you so much for all the donations, everyone. Again, it's going to an incredible cause. Keep them coming in.
Yeah, and start to get those something or others.
Wah!
Don't just be subject to mine. All right, so I'm going to explain this cutscene that we're skipping here. Basically, what happens is we try to make it through this gate. It closes on us. Yorda's mom shows up like a helicopter parent, and she's like, Eco, you're just a horn boy from a poor family. You can't date my daughter, but I'll spare you your life, and I'll let you go free. Just leave her here. And he's like, well, gosh, my whole village just wants me dead. I have no life. It's like easy come, easy go, you know? So will you let Yorda go? And she's like, no, I will not let her go. And he's like, let her go. And she's like, never, no. And then Yorda's like, Mamma mia, let me go. But the queen has a purpose set aside for
Okay,
her.
looking at this animation.
A Bohemian Rhapsody pun and then realized halfway through it
Hmm.
made it a Bohemian Rhapsody pun and I'm living for it.
Purpose set aside for Yorda, for Yorda.
I think it'll look okay with the foam.
I wonder what point people caught on to what I was doing. All right, so we are now setting up a simple trick just to head to the next area. We got
Hopefully it'll look okay with the foam.
to allow us to light a bomb to blast through these wooden doors.
Okay, we're gonna.
Take us into the graveyard where we'll see our first real genuine try at a shadow skip that the RNG can really mess with us.
One of the
Gonna
hardest skips in the game
do
should be noted.
new layer.
Really, really scary depending on what the shadows actually give Sancho here.
I had to grab Yorda's hand there, or she would have tried to point out the bombs to us, even though we already had one in our hands.
She
She'd be
really
like,
wants you to succeed.
Yes, and it would take. She should just be running right now. She's a little slow that time, a little bit of Yorda time tax, but it's not as bad as her being like over by the bombs, saying like,
I'm
"Look,
gonna
Eco bombs."
just shoot
Eco.
one. And not pixel
All right,
perfect.
Blink. There's a lot gonna happen here.
Yeah.
Do your best.
So this is graveyard skip. What we're doing is purposefully leaving Yorda at the top because as soon as she comes off those stairs, a bunch of shadows are going to spawn. And we're gonna want to get her all the way to the bottom of this area and stand on a specific pressure plate and have her stay there long enough for us to get in the door that you can see right there.
Right.
If the shadows get too close to her or just if otherwise it's how she's feeling, Yorda can get scared and walk off or back off. And so we're trying to maximize the chance that she'll stay on there just for a second or two.
We're trying to avoid 6 shadows that we'd have to fight here. Go ahead.
So now you can see they've spawned up in the corner there. We're gonna run Yorda onto this plate.
That looks good.
That looks like a good position. It'll open the door.
Please, Yorda, stay. Please, Yorda, stay.
Oh,
She's
and he's
in.
in.
All right. Phase 1.
Yeah, phase 1, but that's the
It's
one
not
that loses.
over yet.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going out through the top, and what's interesting is we had a shadow encounter that we just ignored. There's going to be another shadow encounter that kicks in on top of the first one as we push this cube down to replace it with Yorda. So we're going to be trying to avoid 6 different shadows, 9 shadows total, as we just try and get through this. And let's see what Yorda's doing. All right, she's grabbed immediately. This is an easy setup to do. It's not the fastest, but it has a much higher chance of success rate.
Yeah, you have enough time after she's been grabbed and while she's being carried up to the pool to do the work you need to do and then get up there and save her.
Oh, that was great. So,
sour.
yeah. So anytime Yorda's away and she gets grabbed by a shadow or put in the hole, the camera will swing around, and if you're not on the camera at that time, please don't hit us. Excuse me? Oh, he got me. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yorda didn't get grabbed. This will be interesting. No, she did. I shouldn't be fighting it. I shouldn't be fighting it. All right, you know, I'm just going to let him take her. We're just going to do a Yorda delivery service. What pool is he going to? Okay, he's going to the
Yeah,
this one
so
over
the shadows will always bring Yorda to the furthest pool away from you are, so we do know if they grab her, generally where they're going to bring her in most situations.
Oh my gosh, these guys are being really goobers today.
Yeah, and something else
I
that
think we
should
got
be
it now.
noted is you really don't want Yorda to go into those pools because once her nice, well done.
That's the full skip.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So it wasn't ideal. You don't want to ever get hit, but you really can't control that. So that was, you know, for a marathon, we didn't die.
Yeah, and still much faster than spending the time to fight both waves of the shadows.
And if we hadn't been able to pull her out of a pool, you know, they can't actually kill Eco, but we would have gone all the way back to when we entered the main gate and you would have had to hear my Bohemian Rhapsody puns again. So we've all been mercifully delivered from that.
And something that happens in the lore of this game, once her head fully sinks into one of those pools, a huge burst of darkness will fly out from it, and Eco turns fully into stone. So we want to avoid that if possible.
Although I do like singing Like a Stone when that happens by Audio Slave.
Surprising no one.
Good band. R.I.P. Chris Cornell. All right, so for this trick, we're trying to avoid fighting 8 shadows by delaying Yorda just a little bit to come up to us, so that Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, who do not
Okay, we got water. We got waves.
Where'd they go? They fell into the pit. I fell into the pit. We all fell into the pit. Sorry, Blink and I are big Parks and Rec fans. All right, we'll just leave Yorda here.
Okay, and then I need to put water in it.
Looking at a puzzle that's pretty self-explanatory.
All right. We have a $5 donation from Iceflower. Put this towards Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. We have a $50 donation from Iskaral Plus 90. What is Eco's favorite kitchen chore? Washing the dishes, of course.
Yes.
Amazing.
Keep them coming.
We have $5 from Nico Hart. What device does Eco draw on? A Wacom tablet.
Oh, there's a...
We have $25 from Shifter. Who is Eco's favorite Mario character?
Oh, I got this one. Is it Wario?
It is indeed Wario.
Nice.
And speaking of Wario, we actually have a $5 donation from Wario.
He's getting in on it too. I love it.
Who just says, Eco's going to need some water after all that shouting.
He really should take care of his voice.
And always keep hydrated. Always keep hydrated when you're yelling nonstop for, you know, the girl that you're escorting through a castle. Very important.
That was perfect. Sometimes Yorda will shake her head there and cost us about 6 seconds and just be like, no, I don't want to jump across this thing with you. But that time, that was like about as fast as she'll make it to you. And now she's walking away for no reason. Don't walk away. Wait, is that Ace of Base?
That's something I would
Probably
ask you.
not. Chad is going to be really mad at me right now. Stop it. She just keeps turning around. Yorda time tax. Gotta love it. All right, Blake.
Yeah?
The most RNG
Is water?
skip is coming up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is Sewer Skip, which is our second scary shadow skip. We're gonna set Yorda under this kind of arch awning thing here. The idea being that when the shadows spawn, when we get to the top of this chain, she won't be in their line of sight, and she'll stay there just long enough for us to run down into the sewer, push a pressure plate, and then get her through a door. This basically lets us get her to the second half of the puzzle without us having to actually do the full setup, and cuts this down by a pretty good amount. This looks like a good setup. He needs to get on this, and then
Now I have to... I'm gonna save this.
Agree with us and come on in.
Take some water.
Set her in there, get back out.
Oh,
perfect. That couldn't go better.
And one of them just came down too, which means he won't be up at the top. That was that.
Okay.
So I just have to say, for most
I
runners, I tend to run the game all the way through every time, no matter what.
I think it's okay.
But most runners, that's like the most common place to reset, wouldn't you say, Blink?
Yeah, very much so.
Ooh, she was
Wow,
fast
and
here too. She's going for gold split, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
I
are a
think-
lot of times.
I think it's
Series
good.
is notorious for the fact, especially in the first.
So now the question is...
In Last Guardian, where so much of your timing is dependent on the AI.
Question is, do I want to add more detail?
Really cooperating with you.
I do want
head and say, no, I
Like,
don't want to do that, I'm too scared. Or she'll just kind of be trying to get into position.
gradient.
Move back and forth and back and forth. You're going to see you might see quite a bit of that. Yeah, it just depends on how
I
merciful.
think I want gradient.
Go back and retime that, because that probably was a gold split. Like, I don't remember it ever going that smoothly. So thank you, Yorda, for showing out for GDQ. And now we just kind of do some scaffolding. Which, by the way, the 50 hertz just skips by
Okay, let me...
doing a yeet jump up to the area that we're...
Where is the game?
Here, is this a good time to tell people about kind of the differences between the 50 and 40 hertz?
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, I want the game.
One big thing is this was released not only as a UK version that has several different glitches and skips that allow you to kind of fling yourself across the map, but this version that was released as an HD remaster for the PS3 is essentially just a ported version of the Japanese one that came out initially for the PS2. The version that we got in the United States for the PS2 was a very rough...
Why didn't that copy you?
And Blank, I'll let you explain kind of what we're doing here.
So he wants to trap these shadows into the corner between the wall and this box. They are very slippery, like you saw there. They're very easy to just swoop out of the way.
This will work. We'll make this work.
Yeah, it's still going pretty well. The idea is we want to kill these as fast as possible. That one's going to spawn up, and then he'll kill that one as fast as possible, ideally trapping it in this corner in order to end this fight as quick as possible. This is one of the very few shadow fights in the game that we have no choice. We can't skip. We have to fight. All things considered, that went pretty well.
Yeah,
we like to kill the first two really quickly, sneak in a few cube scoots, and then get the third one as he comes out. But that was for when it goes bad. That's the best way it can go bad.
Yeah, very much so. And we left Yorda on the elevator that whole time. As with basically every room in this entire game, we're leaving Yorda in specific places to either...
Yorda, move out of
I don't understand why it's not...
She's really trying to step on my point there, but we're trying to get her to be out of our way.
And another thing to note is you'll notice that you can spam the smack things and attack button if you want to, which essentially causes Eco to do this chain of 2 side swipes and a
48-27.
With the sword or the stick or whatever he's holding in his hand. But the fastest way to actually do the attacks is by tapping the button, pausing for a split second, and doing the same thing over and over. So you'll see him doing that. That way he doesn't get the regular pauses with Eco. Otherwise, it leaves a window of opportunity for the shadows to attack.
All right, here's a fun jump if we get it. Nope, come on. We're trying to avoid walking across that thing to get to the chain. All right.
Nice.
There's going to be 2 shadows down here. We call them the Squish Bros. They'll either squish into the like that.
All right,
wow.
there we go, Squish Bros.
So that's ideal. Huzzah.
It is 192-108.
So happy right now.
Now I'll explain to you why. So they either can do that, leaving me no time to explain things, or one of them will pop back out of the ground and become very aggressive. And as you're trying to climb that little windowsill in order to get through and into this courtyard, they can punch you a lot longer than you would expect for your climbing animation, and you basically always fall down, which just tends to cause a big cycle of you trying to push them out of your way, jumping, getting hit again. So it's like when it goes well, it goes
Okay,
well.
finally.
And that's
There we go.
As I was doing some more wildness there, do you guys know what Eco's favorite melon is?
Watermelon?
Do you know what his least favorite type is? Let's just say that it reminds him of the time the queen told him he cantaloupe with Yorda.
I was not prepared for that one. That was great.
Oh my god, what happened? Oh, that's what happened.
But I was saving that one.
I need to close everything.
All right, we are coming up on another pretty easy shadow skip here. The main time loss here is if Yorda decides to take her time getting to this moving platform.
There we go.
So we'll just have to wait and see. We don't call her because then she'll want to shake her head at us. Now let's just take a peek. Yorda, are you running to the platform? No, you are not. All right, let's see if you go quickly or if you want to mosey. Take your time, Yorda. Okay, I think she's on. She can fall and die here, so we just want to be really careful with that. It's hilarious.
I think it looks good with the game.
It's definitely a pull the lever, Kronk, run lever sort of situation.
the game there and the waves lapping at the bottom. It looks fine.
Wow, nice.
Come on, buddy.
I think.
So he missed grabbing
That
her,
was
which
perfect.
normally he can take her to the pool, but he basically delivered her right to where we needed her to be, and we're good.
And
go ahead.
No, I was going to say
Okay.
the really nice thing about this too is you may have noticed that once we get Yorda to the door, we're pretty much like, okay, great, that room's done. The moment that she unlocks the door, the lightning that shoots off of her actually kills all of the shadows in the space and neutralizes them. So
Okay.
as long as we can get her to a set of those doors to unlock them, then all the shadows in the room will be completely eliminated.
Musical Daredevil. Is it okay if I call you Musical Matt Murdock? 'Cause I kind of.
Alright, so I've done that. I
Matt Murdock
think
from MCU. Anyways, we have time for.
I want to attempt to do
We
the
have-
incoming wave lines.
There it is. $5 from Princess Nico Cakes.
So
Let's meet that
I'm
incentive for
going
Five Nights at Freddy's
to.
Security Breach. Such a great horror franchise. The jump scares will
These
definitely make you
are
say, "Wow!"
unreal.
I like it. Good job.
And just checking in quickly on that, we have raised $34,000 for that incentive, but we still have quite a ways to go.
Wow.
And I would also like to take the opportunity that we also have a bid war for the very next run, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. The bid war is between the Definitive Edition, which is in the lead by $700, as well as the original version. So if you would like to see one of those versions in particular, make sure you get your donations in for that.
All right, so now we're going to be killing.
Oh
the
my
shadow
god, it's too
spiders that Sean
barely
We'll
visible.
kill the spiders right away with one swing before they're able to scatter. And we want this room clean so we can leave Yorda in here unattended later. There, we got all the shadows at once. Now we'll just kind of trap this guy against the wall. Wall. 8, 9, 10. Oh, that was 11.
Perfect.
Sancho can't count when he's making puns, apparently. And so this is the east idle doors. A lot of people find this shadow skip to be their least favorite because we're really like so dependent on Yorda's AI at this moment. Oops, ate my jump. That's okay. Come on. All right, let's see if she finds our hand or if she gets stuck. All right, she finds our hand.
I'll just have to
blink. Go
look
ahead.
very.
So right after this cutscene, he's going to run right to the ladder and set Yorda right next to it. Our goal is for us to get high enough for Yorda to climb up so that that shadow doesn't grab her.
All right, that's a good setup.
Yeah, that looks good.
Just don't climb down.
Yeah,
don't
as long
climb
as she
down,
Yorda
don't
keeps
climb
climbing the...
down.
Oh,
Stop it!
Don't,
No,
don't
Yorda!
climb down. Don't
Back
climb
up,
down.
back
No,
up.
she's
no.
coming back
Okay.
up.
Yorda, why?
This is a
You go away.
regular occurrence and heart attack for speedrunners of this game.
She was just as likely to go all the way back down as she was to come up, and then we would have had to fight 4 shadows, but now we're just going to leave her here and do all this puzzle shadow-free.
Heck yeah.
Gosh, that was really scary. I'll be honest, like, we've been doing some, like, marathon safe strats and stuff, but with how these first 3 skips went, if this was like a regular PB attempt, my heart would be kind of pounding here because we've had really good luck with our shadow skips so far.
Yeah, very much so. That last one we did, even if you do everything perfectly, the shadows can just be more aggressive than there's time to account for, so it went perfect.
Yeah, and one thing to note with East and West Arena, you're going to see this. We'll leave Yorda in different places in order to take care of puzzles, but this is really tight timing. If you leave Yorda too long in a space unoccupied or unaccompanied, then there will be shadows, even if there weren't shadows in that space previously, that will spawn and take her, so then you only have a very short timer to get back to her. With going through that so quickly, Sancho's able to get to her without any shadows spawning.
She's in a really nice spot here. She can be anywhere in this room, all the way up at the top of the stairs, all the way back to the bottom door. That was a good place for her to be. And
Yeah.
this is going to teach us a new thing about the game. We picked up the sword, and now we're trapped inside this arena, and we have to cut that rope. Suddenly reminded of the Cut the Rope app. That was a fun app. A cute little alligator that eats the peppermint.
God, I haven't thought about that game in years.
All right, come on, Yorda. Oh, that was pretty good. All right, now we'll leave her here. We've got one more rope to cut to open the door that's right there. And when we can't do WAS to go up the stairs, it's definitely faster to jump upstairs. That was really smooth.
Perfect.
And let's go. All right, we're just going to be climbing the wall here for about 7 hours. So if you have time if you have some more donations, now is a really great time for them.
All right, 7 hours worth of donations. Here we go. We have $20 from Foxy Jira. Stoked to be on the back couch for Papa Sancho's Eco Run. Sancho reignited the fire for the community years ago and is still going strong today. Keep up the good work, Sancho. You, Ruby, and Blink are already sticking this run more than I could have hoped.
That's very kind.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Foxy.
We love you, and we'll see your run later, or really early in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah. Speaking of 7 hours, he'll
Yeah.
be running
Yeah.
Final Fantasy X, which takes almost that long.
Yep. Any more?
Those Final Fantasy runs do get long. We have $25 from ChronoLink 91. I was stoked to see this eco run as being a very big Pete Dorr fan. Words.
Oh yeah.
I have been greatly enamored with eco since I was introduced to it by him, and have since watched Blink and Sancho Panda run this game. What I didn't know was that Blink was going to be on the couch commentating. Hi, Blink.
Thank you, Chrono. Hello.
Doing an awesome job so far, Sancho. Keep up the great couch commentary too, and waffles are my favorite too. Also, incredible Link's Awakening race. That game has meant an unbelievable amount to me throughout my life, and it was awesome to see it run as quickly as that. I agree, that race was amazing.
We just got double rope cuts both times, which is really always cool when it works. I didn't want to interrupt your donations, but I usually do some kind of air horn sound.
Yeah, that helps, but I mean, still, you know, you're doing commentary, and I'm just here reading this stuff like this. $250 donation from Pixel Bear, who just says, "Wah!"
That's a good one.
We also have a $25 donation from Artifice, who just says, "Wah!"
If you can't think of a pun, just
Just
wah.
wah.
Just wah. It's amazing.
Hashtag just wah!
Okay, this skip, Blank, should we get into it?
Well, this is the easy version, so
Yeah.
there's no shadows here, but when we get into West Arena, we're going to be doing the same thing, and there will be times where we can't move, but the shadows can. That's why we are so pumped that the Mace incentive got met, because it's going to make it much easier when we get to West Arena.
Memorize this kind of
Yes.
bridge layout and how low stress it is right now, because we'll see it again with a very different level of stress.
Yeah, and Sancho did a very good job of running in a straight line there, but I really need to reiterate how hard it is to just do the basic thing of running in a straight line in this game when the camera is swinging the way it does in spaces like this. So for West Arena, it's going to be a lot more challenging, but just we'll get to see how Sancho does with that. Also,
Unfortunately,
you
we
got
just
her
got-
immediately on the
Right
elevator.
on the elevator, which doesn't seem like anything impressive, but is very hard.
I had a run that would have beat the world record by about 20 seconds, but Yorda didn't get on the elevator, and we lost 30 seconds to it, and I was crushed. I didn't even put it on the leaderboards or upload it to YouTube. I was so upset.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Yorda.
If just to let you know, if she doesn't get on the elevator with you, it takes you all the way down. You can't move or do anything else, and you have to get off the elevator, get back on the elevator, go up, and call her onto it before you can bring her back down. So it's a considerable time loss.
I'll let this one play for just a little bit so you can see what we just did. We charged the left side of the gate. And to be marathon safe, we're picking up this sword, although usually we'll sacrifice the 10 seconds it takes to get this sword to do what's called sword skip, which when it fails, it's really easy to fail. And we're back up at the top of those idle doors we just did. Now let's see if we can get the Yorda drop.
Oh,
We did.
lovely.
That's awesome.
Yay, Yorda
That's a
drop,
very,
Yorda drop.
very tight window to get her to fall down the ladder like that.
All right, now here is, if you were listening on the interview, here's the aforementioned Yorda delivery service segment. We are going to leave her a little bit of the way on the bridge and let them do the rest of the work while we pull a lever in a crunk in another area. Sorry, I just can't not say it. All right. Bye, Yorda. Love you. Take care. These guys look friendly.
Do they?
I mean,
Wait, but do they though?
no. And I'm looking back on purpose so they don't slow me down by swinging the camera around.
And once they've grabbed her, he can start doing the thing of yelling in order to go faster
Right.
again. So
Yeah.
that's why he's waited, so that he wouldn't call her towards him. And then once she got grabbed by the shadows, then he was able to start yelling again.
And another little subtle thing is we know based on where Iko was, he was over the portal in the corner there, so we knew that she'd be brought to this particular pool, which makes this whole delivery service possible.
So normally we pick up that sword right there, but if you mess up even a tiny bit, your order is just gone. You don't even make it out this door, and you lose about 4 minutes to the run. So we didn't want to do that to you guys. All right, let's see how long we have to wait. There's some RNG here. Sometimes the shadows can be super fast, and you can have one right about now. Oh.
This is the economy split, I think.
I think this is the 2-day delivery. This is what happened in our practice too. There's only 2 of them. I don't even know where the other 2 shadows are. It's like they disappeared.
I saw one of them kind of peel off to the right, just way off towards the exit of the castle.
We got it.
Oh.
Yep, we got it.
Yay!
Thank you, Yorda Delivery Service.
Yay! And it was Mars 9 who coined that term, and that's the name of that split for me now. I love it.
Yeah. A subtle thing that we didn't mention before that he did, he left Yorda and he waited a little bit to call her. There's a radius around Yorda where when you call her, you don't get that little speed boost. He does a slightly different call, and she'll run towards you basically immediately. And so we wait until we're outside of that distance, so he does the longer, kind of like slightly more panicked call, and that's the one that gives us the speed boost. So often we'll take that little wait.
Although that time she didn't run to where she was supposed to, so we actually lost time. Thank you, Yorda Time Tax. Also, another thing to note, when we pulled that lever, in the 50 hertz version, you jump from that lever across to the lever on the other side and go
I
straight.
think so. I think this is good. Oh, here, yeah. This is looking cool. Thank you. I spent 2 hours on this water. I hope it looks okay. I'm glad that you think it looks cool. I think it looks okay. I usually only stream 3 hours for my art stream, so I'm not gonna continue for the rest of today. But you want to jump in that water, Ivy? All right, that sounds like I did it. I got the water going. The only problem is that it moves a lot, and I think that might be distracting with the game on. I'm worried about that. Let me see if I slow down the frame rate, if it'll look too bad. I just might. I don't want to add more in between frames because that's like.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's a lot of work. Oh, yeah, if you slow it down, it should be fine.
Dropped instead of jumping. Should I say it, Blink? Should I say it?
It's choppy though.
That was so weird. I thought we were gonna fall to our death. Like my heart dropped into my stomach. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shamil, Shamazel. And Laverne and Shirley fans out there. I'm showing my age now.
How does it look at 100? I just want to see how it looks at a faster speed.
It was probably because we fell that got her concerned. So it probably.
Oh, that's too fast.
Or if it did, we just found new tech.
200 is good.
See what the difference is. What do you think, Blink?
Catch us in the practice room later. We'll see.
I don't know. It just takes so much time for him to climb up the rope. I really doubt that was faster. Usually we'll hang out and wait there, and we have to watch Yorda run from the steps that she was on down to the next part. All right, I've got a little bit of a skip to explain, and then we've got a lot of Yorda just moving on a ladder coming up, and we'll have time for more donations. But first,
I guess, yeah, I'm gonna just say, leave it that 200 milliseconds per frame.
He's okay. Yeah, he's fine.
Maybe make a few frames
All of the characters in this
slower.
Yeah, so for that jump, literally all you have to do is stand on that ledge and then hit the jump button, and it moves Eco just ever so slightly forward, which allows you to jump onto that bottom bridge. So it's actually a much easier skip than you might expect.
All right, Yorda. Trying to trick her into coming before the door is open. Sometimes she will. Sometimes she'll be like, no, the door's still there. I'm not coming. That was pretty fast. This little part right here, sometimes Yorda will actually like climb back up off of this and get back on there as you're going down. It's hilarious, and it loses time again. Okay, it's time for the Yorda ladder segment. I usually use this time to like practice memory of
Mm.
passages of mine, like the 1 Corinthians 13, which you often
Make
hear
it
at
150.
weddings. Because with Yorda, you have to be patient. Love is patient, love is kind. But let's go ahead and do some more donations.
So before we do donations, I just have to ask, since this is a ladder segment, do you happen to have any Snake Eater song parodies for Eco?
I don't get that reference, Blake.
We definitely should have prepared one, but sad.
That would have been awesome.
Hopefully Chad can help us out.
Yes. In the meantime, I do happen to have a lot more donations. So.
Yay! Well, that was a fast Yorda.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Nice. We have $15 from Maniacal Chimera. How does Eco cook his stir fry?
Oh, I know this.
Is it a walk?
It's a walk.
That's so good.
All right. Time for plenty more. She's gonna be climbing for a while.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
I
have
think
$50 from Maggie.
I'm happy with that.
Insect is Eco most afraid of?
Alright. Water.
That was going to be an MCU joke about who's his favorite character in the MCU. Okay.
Thinking about water, Ify.
No donation for that yet. You can still do it.
Alright. That's that for this stream. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Shinmei. And thank you, Gear. Thank you, Ify, for joining. Yeah, I am going to do a video game stream on Saturday. It will be 11 to 3 p.m. Pacific this time. I'm stretching it to 4 hours because I want to finish Professor Layton faster. It's Professor Layton and the Curious Village. And then Sunday is Kapoka, Naiad, and Dr. Langaskov. Something with a tiger, something with a diamond. It's a heist for 15 minutes. Yeah. What I'm really excited about is Naiad. You play as a water nymph, I think, and you float around in the river, and you help little creatures navigate the river. And there's stuff about environmentalism, I think. But mainly it's just very pretty, and I like pretty games, so yeah. And then next Monday we'll be finishing off this beach scene, probably, or continuing with it, and eventually getting around to drawing myself in swimming gear. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna find somebody to raid after this, and then, or actually, I'll just put you guys on Games Done Quick. I wonder if you can raid Games Done Quick. Can you? I don't know. Anyway, we'll raid somebody. I'm gonna move to the ending scene screen, and then you'll move to somebody to raid. Yeah. See you then.